Welcome to the road to the NHC, the weekly show that is your ticket to the 2025 National Horse Players Championship in Las Vegas, Nevada. Each week, we're going to dive into the world of online tournament play, showing you how to navigate through feeders and qualifiers and how to get you to the NHC. My partner, as usual, 2022 NHC champ, David Harrison. What is up? I am pumped for this show. I don't know why, but I'm so excited. I did my homework. I feel prepared.
Yeah, good morning, Scotty. It's I think we had a conversation the other evening, and we're realizing, it turned January 2025, and we've got the NHC 2025 right around the corner. Less than 2 months, you can actually, it's breathing down our necks here, and getting excited about it. Every week that passes, it's another, it's starting to do the prep, more prep work as the month unfolds, especially getting into February. I watch a lot more replays from the tracks that I don't play a lot. So so I'm pumped up, and let's try to get some people qualified. I'm trying to rack up a few more tour points between now and the 23rd of February. So let's get it rolling. Maybe we can pick some nice winners today and have a pretty good success rate. We'll see how it goes.
I do have a bit of good news. So yesterday I tested the new GSR, and it is definitely better than the current GSR.
Okay, excellent.
Now it's only 1 day of testing, but that's a very good sign. And but I'm super excited about it. It definitely will influence my plays a bit. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. In fact, I would say it's 30% better, maybe even more. Like it's that good. Okay. And it's also the ROI. I was telling you, David, the ROI is higher, and so we're getting more horses that you wouldn't necessarily see on paper.
Right.
So it's really exciting. We got the long shot, the Scotty long shot that's killing it. And in that new algorithm, and now we have the new GSR. We'll probably release next week. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. It's a process, David. I can't tell you.
Oh, I can only imagine. I can only imagine what's involved in this whole process of upgrading and tweaking the system. And I know you spend. We spoke the other night. You're normally 17 hours invested in this per day. So give or take a couple hours for R&R. But I know the endeavor, and it's just something that I know is a passion of yours, and it's such a, and again, I've every day that I've used it, it's almost a year now, I got more and more comfortable with it, and it's just really helps me. Yeah.
So here's a look at the feeders. So we're covering races 1 through 3, races 2 through 4. I'm sorry, 1 through 3 at Gulfstream, 2 through 4 at Tampa. And the way this works is you can see it's $18. So you can enter on horseplayers.com. And when you do that, if you get in the top 20%, then it gets you into the qualifier that's normally, today is $75. So that'll save you some money. So you might want to join us there. Make sure that you are a member. Go to ntra.com and join for $50 a year. And hopefully you can see us in Vegas, because we're going to be there, you and me, and many other of our community is going to be there too, David, because we've had 7 or 8 people qualify for the NHC since we started this year.
Yeah, and that is fantastic, and that obviously was our goal in you developing this type of show. That we both think so highly of the NHC as an event that, and the money that's on the line there is just too good to pass up. So let's try to get that number up to at least 10 and maybe a dozen. We've got a while to get. We've still got a little over a month, 5-6 weeks till the tour ends, the 23rd of February. And just for those of you who haven't qualified or are trying or getting frustrated, keep the faith, brother, because I was in the same predicament last year at this time, and I qualified for last year's NHC on February 8th. Okay, with 2 weeks to spare under the deadline. So, keep the faith and keep plugging away. All it takes is one really good day, and you just have to you pair a good day of handicapping with a contest day, and you're in. So let's get it rolling.
Let's do it. And then Justin qualified in Vegas for the first chance, last chance.
Yeah.
Which we're all going to play in on Thursday. I'm assuming. Are you playing in that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, actually, you should be getting a free entry into that. With the
Really?
second seat, you get options. Michelle gave me options, and one of them was a free entry fee into the first chance, last chance.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
All right.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Free chance.
I'm super pumped. I always fight to get to get 2 seats, 2 entries.
Right.
And so I don't know. It's so much fun, and you. I don't know. David? How do you do that when you have two entries? Like, how do you manage that? Because Kalia, he was amazing how he did that. Right? He had two entries,
Yes.
and I mean, but he was choosing the same horses pretty
Yeah.
much in the beginning, and then it's pretty incredible. Like, that's not an easy thing to manage, actually.
No, and to me, it's a mixed bag because I won the NHC in 2022 with 1 entry. I won the Silver Series last year, Silver Sunday, with 1 entry. The year I had 2 entries, I didn't do as well. But and again, Matt Miller's a guy who says, "Hey, why do you want to go to a sword fight with only half armed, right?" But it doesn't make any sense. But the bottom line is that sometimes the second entry, if you don't handle it well, can be confusing because what do you
Yeah.
do? Do you play 2 horse? So my strategy, and Paul did it to perfection.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with him and I was amazed at the way he approached this. But
Insane.
with the second entry, so I don't get any distractions, I will play a main ticket. Okay, main entry is my main ticket. The second one, I going to call the long shot ticket. And I'm going to start off playing long shots with that. And I usually play some of the picks in advance, maybe the first 5 races. And I put them in advance on the second ticket. Don't even think about it. And then I play my main ticket. And then afterwards, halfway through the day, then I'll look at that and like, if I see myself on the second ticket, a couple of long shots, then the strategy supposedly is from people that I've connected with who've had 2 tickets for years is that if that long shot hits, that long shot ticket hit a long shot, you flip it, and that long shot card becomes your main ticket, and then you flip. But again, it's so I'll have one long shot. I'll start off that way and see how it goes.
All right. So we have 30 minutes, but we can do this. We got 6 races to cover, and we will have live streaming for the Gulfstream Park races. Unfortunately, not the Tampa races 2 through 4. But I'll start us off. The 3 horse is a horse I like. Off the layoff, I know the horse is training good. Joe Bravo's aboard. And let's look at the changes on this horse. Just cutting back. But I like cutbacks when a horse is near the pace and then cuts back in distance. I like that. And the horse's GSR goes up from 46 last time out to 62. And what I like, David, is that this horse didn't run terrible. In the stretch, the horse was 2.5 lengths back on a surface that it probably didn't want. And now the GSR goes up 16 points, and the horse is training good. And I think the favorites are a little bit vulnerable. I don't think the 4 or the 8 have to win this race. So and look at the 8's kind of dead on the board right now. If you look at it, 9-5 EE morning line, 7-2 currently.
Right, and we're dealing with a maiden's 12.5 claimer, right, at 7 furlongs. So you're not going to have some horses here who've had a lot of chances with no success. You've got a couple of 0 for 23s here, and you've got a Safi Joseph horse, the 8, right, Karma, who hasn't been out since July of 23. So what do you do with that? So with me, it's a toss. A horse that hasn't run has that long of a layoff, I want no interest in, Scotty.
Yeah.
Also, you're correct. The 4, Come Dream With Me, has had its chances and just missed by a neck at as a prohibitive favorite. May have been pace challenged that day, obviously contender, but when it comes to races like this, I'm going to be looking. I think you're on the right path of looking for a price, and you have good. You made good points about the 3 horse off a layoff. Cutting back from 2 turns, coming back from the synthetic. The concern I have is that this horse has really not much speed, positional speed at all. So that's one that I actually faded. and I'm looking to go to the outside here. I do like a possible at 7, a horse who's cutting back. Um, with an outside post, stalking the pace. And it came down to 2 horses here, Scotty, at prices. It's either the 10 Praiseworthy. Now, this horse is 0 for 23 lifetime. And I know I've said it before. Why do you want a horse 0 for 23? I want no part of it, but this is such a weak field. This horse does come out of a mile race. Mostly, this horse was racing on synthetic, turf, and synthetic. And this mile race, the last time out at maiden 12.5 with the rail post, which I don't love going a mile, had a nice second at 9-1 and beat the 9-horse flat cap. So I'm thinking maybe this horse, after 23 tries, is out of Wicked Strong, is waking up a bit and like that switch to the main track. Going a mile. So I am cutting back. I think maybe 7 furlongs is maybe the preferred distance. If you look at the PPs, this horse has been sprinting all the time. So, but the cutback, give me the 10 Praiseworthy, and don't berate me when we watch the race and you go 0 for 24, because that's usually not my type of play. And for second, I'll go with Luis Saez hopping on board the 9 flat cap, who also was in that same race and finished 3rd right behind Praiseworthy. So I think these 2 horses are both live. So I'm looking for a price. So 10 on one ticket, 9 on the other.
All right. Let me just say, and I'm rooting for you, but when you're dealing with 1-turn races on the dirt at Gulfstream Park, when you get above the 7 post and even the 7 post, your chances of winning drop exponentially. I mean, way low. And then the horse, unless you're the fastest horse in the race and the 10 isn't. And so it's going to make it very, very difficult. It's only 3% to win. And I really do think that's the chance. I was going to choose the 10, believe it or not. And then I saw that post and I'm like, nope. So I just, that's one reason why I don't like the 8 as well. So the 8 has some speed, but if you look at the first call, the 7 and the 11 are faster and the 4 on the inside is faster. So I think the 3 can set a nice trip, a couple of lengths back. And I'll give you another one, the EquinEdge long shot. Don't ignore this. This horse was 5-1. The E-Morning line is 5-1 right now. But before we go on, we do need to move faster.
Yes, we do.
I just want to say hello to everybody. Mike, what's going on? Biz, and Joe, and Gary. What's up, Chris? My man, Mike.
Chris. Willie.
House. Rodney, Gary, Patrick, Willie in the house. Imran, I'm sorry, we're not doing pick 5s. We've got so many races we have to cover, and that's not this particular show. Tomorrow, the road to the NH or the stretch run, that's the show.
Yeah, they'll be all over that. So we're concentrating on the qualifier and the feeders today.
All right, so I'm on the 3. You're on the. You want to stay on the 10?
I'm going to stay on the 10. You're not going to convince me. If it was 2 turns, if it was a mile and an eighth, and it was 9-10 posts, I wouldn't pick either of these horses because of that post. Okay. But yeah, I'll take a shot with it.
All right, sounds good. What's up, Sylvain?
Hey, Sylvain.
Another one of the OGs in the house. All right, let's go to race number 2.
You want to stay at Gulfstream? Yeah, why don't we stay at Gulfstream?
Might as well just do 1, 2, and 3. Yep. We've got 27 minutes to get in 5 more races. All right. God, it's such a beautiful day here in
Isn't Florida.
It? Oh, yeah. Right? Aren't you enjoying it?
Oh, my God. It's warmer. Yesterday it was chilly, man. You got not a cloud in the sky all day.
But so cold. It was freezing.
Well, look at it this way. It's still 40 degrees warmer here than where I'm from. So, I'll take it. And today's warmer. Yeah, it's in the 70s today. It's perfect.
What's up, Scotty? Good morning to you.
Good morning, guys.
Okay.
All right. So we have a 5 furlong sprint here, Scotty.
Yep, 5 furlong sprint. Like, if you know anything about this configuration here at Gulfstream Park, you better have speed, and at the very least, you have tactical speed. It's just the way it is.
Exactly. And I've been burned so many. If you saw yesterday, there was a 5 furlong sprint. This is on the turf, but on a Tapeta in what was the 8th race yesterday, and the horse. Brian Lynch's horse went wire to wire, took the lead at 5-1, and so I've seen it so many times. There's a ton of pace in a 5 furlong race. You're like, here come the closers. No one closes. The main speed gets out and is gone. because I mean this is such a, you know, it's like a dash, and I mean it's not. So speed is very, very important. Very rarely you see a pace collapse and a closer's flying. So you got Precisely here. That's looks real tough on the front end.
Yeah.
Out of More Than Ready, comes off the layoff, off a sloppy track, bullet workout. Yeah. I mean, that's this. You know, Wesley Ward excels in this type of move, but I'm thinking maybe. You know, obviously the move back to the turf. She was intended for the turf the last time. Tough horse to beat, but I'm going with the other chalk here, Scotty. I can't leave Brian Lynch out. He's his barn is hot. Second off a layoff, a lean music machine. The 3 with Zayas aboard. First time Lasix, and that was a first start over the turf course, and did show some speed. And in both starts had trouble, bumped in one and bobbled at the first. So I think maybe with a little improvement, this horse will be pressing the 6, and it's either the 6 or the 3. I didn't see any others in here, so I'm gonna put the 3 on top here. Lean music machine for Brian Lynch and Zayas.
Okay. My only concern with the 6 horse a little bit is I mean, it looks like the speed of the race, but it's going to be all out. I love the GSR going up. It ran pretty good considering it was a 52 GSR. Yeah, it goes back up, but you can see the first 2 races. But this horse also drew inside in those races and was dueling.
Yes.
And still hung in there pretty good. And I know the horse is training great. I want to know that the horse is training great, David. Don't get me wrong. But I also have to consider the horse's style. And if this is the type of horse that has to have the lead, and it even hiccups in the beginning of the race, and the race simulator doesn't have this horse in front by 3 or 4 lengths at the beginning, it's like, you know, a half a length. So why would I want to take a favorite for a half of a length lead in the beginning? I can't do it, I don't think. And so it's kind of leading me to the 1 horse a little bit, but then I look at the 1 and it's just burnt too much damn money for my liking. But it doesn't mean it can't win, but these are the types I always try to bet against. But then I look and I see 6-path. But how do you get in the damn 6-path when there's only 5 horses in the entire race? 7-path. Like, you know, and the horses had inside post draws. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm not liking the favorites. So now I'm still looking for a horse that's going to be near the pace early. And, 3-4. So Lean Machine, I like your horse as well. And, but I don't know that the horse wants the turf. And so it's leading me towards First Time with Ramsey. This is such a huge trainer upgrade. And the horse is training very good in the morning, 7-93, 7-23. And the GSR is a good one. So I'm going with the EquinEdge long shot, the 4.
Okay, off the long layoff. Yeah, I did look at that horse, and the layoff I'm a little skeptical of. But just wanted to point out also, Scotty, the 6, Precisely, Wesley Ward's horse, is a filly. So she's a filly taking on the boys. And that, between a 6 and a 3, that led me a little bit to the 3. But Wesley has done this move before. He has won a number of times of these especially sprint races with fillies beating the boys.
Yeah, the 4 is training really good. I really like the 4. I think there's going to be a lot of speed up front. The 1's burned too much money. I know it's going to take action for sure, but I think the 4 might be a good play. I'll give another long shot that should be considered because it has the right style. It's actually somewhat tactical, and it's cutting back in distance after showing speed. Often a horse is best. So, and Dylan Davis is aboard. I would not sleep on the 5. I actually like 4-5 in this race. And
4-5.
Yeah.
Sticky McSnickens. Sticky McSnickens. I don't feel. Hey, listen. I'm gonna have sympathy for Pete Aiello here when he's calling this race. You gotta be careful. Third time off the layoff. Third race off the layoff.
Well, if you look at the 5 horse, its best race was 2 back going 5 furlongs in the synthetic. The GSR is about the same field. And it's always tactical. I mean, this horse gets Dylan. I mean, this is
my boy Dylan.
This horse, Dylan's on fire. Like yes. I was mentioning this yesterday on the show with Justin, and I'm like, you better watch everything that Dylan's on right now. I just have a good feel for him.
But 3 winners yesterday.
Yep.
Who's on
Yep.
2 that I had. The only reason I faded this horse a little bit, Scotty, is out of the maiden 50 claimers, where the 3 and the 6 both just are in the maiden special weight class. So he's been in a lower class before. But yeah, definitely a contender, no doubt.
All right, let's hit up race number 3.
Okay, we got 5.5 furlongs on a Tapeta.
We have 21 minutes.
8,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime claimers. Okay. So it looks like we've got a speedball here in Holy Coffee, the 2-horse. Third start off a layoff, drops back to 8.
One
Looks
second,
like,
David. Hold on.
Sure.
The
I'm
computer
sorry.
is not switching over for me. Hold on one second. All right. I'm going to have to get this fixed. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So let's run this race. And okay, so I'll start us off. The 1 and the 2 are big time contenders. You need speed, but they could duel themselves into submission a bit here, and we could see a price. That could happen. That being said, they're going to be so far in front of the rest of the field early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just discussed this about, and I'm going to contradict myself here. And as a horse player, sometimes you got to go with your gut feel when you look at the race dynamics, the pace dynamics of a race. And I don't trust the 1 is the 2 Holy Coffee is a real speedball. But if you look late, this horse in almost every race besides the his debut race where he went wire to wire is losing ground really late in the late stages of the races.
Yeah.
Going to be pressed by the even money shot on the rail. This has a total speed duel written all over it. And watch, they'll get out of the gate and one will get left and the other will coast on the lead and win by 5. So I'm reluctant. It is 5.5. It's not 5. Okay. So I'm hoping, and the 3 also, Jurassic Chick, puts on blinkers and may add to this a contentious pace here. So I couldn't resist. So I'm like, I need a closer in this race. I'm looking for a price. And so I picked an 0 for 23 horse earlier on the card. And now I'm going to follow it up with a 1 for 18 lifetime horse here. Spirit of Victory, number 5, came off the last, ran against Jurassic Chick and Holy Coffee at 5 and had a 7 post and really didn't make up much ground. But, that was 5, goes to 5.5. If you look back earlier this year at maiden 12.5, this horse just missed going 5.5 back on June 30th as the favorite and had a nice second, 2 nice seconds at 5 furlongs. So I think maybe, if there's enough pace at 5.5, this horse could be flying late and at a decent price. It's too good for me to resist, too tempting for me to resist. So give me the 1 for 18 filly here, trained by Steve Caceres, Spirit of Victory, and I'm not going to make a second pick. I'd have both. I've used the 5 on both tickets. So I had 2.
Wow. I mean, it's going to be in last early.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Scotty. If there's no pace, if the fractions aren't 20 and 4 or 21 and 1, I'm probably cooked. But I anticipate
if these 8,000 nominal lifetime claimers go 20 and change, there's.
Well, hey, be careful
or
because
even 21 and change.
Well, hold on a second. Stop the presses there, Scotty. June 9th of 2024 on a turf course, Holy Coffee ran the first quarter in 21 and 1. 2 back ran the first quarter on the synthetic in 21 and 4. If he wants to lead, he might have to run just a tick faster to get the lead over the 1. So if there's no pace meltdown, I'm going to end up with egg on my face, which has happened quite often as a horse player. So I'm not worried about it. Let's go with it. So I'm over the 5. Yeah.
So let me tell you why I'm playing against the 1. And this horse, look at it. It doesn't break. It's a poor breaker, yet it's still in the lead at the first call so many times. But just that hesitation of a break, and then you have the 2 horse that always breaks good, and the 2 gets the lead early but always stops, and then the 1 breaks a little bit slow and then rushes up, and the 2 of them duel. But they still make up the makeup of what it takes to win at 5.5 on the synthetic. So
correct, right.
So from that perspective, I even hate even looking at closers going 5 at 5 or 5.5 on the synthetic. They just don't win. So I'm looking.
And that's the reason why you get paid if a closer wins. So that's why I would take. And again, if it comes back 1-2 exact at the wire, I'll be like, okay, there it goes again. The speed did hold on, but I just can't resist that. This because they draw it together and are at their inside, 1 and 2 post. I think it's more likely that a speed duel does develop here.
So what about Gonzalez in the 6 horse? Oscar is 31% off the layoff. He claimed the horse for $8,000, and that was back in February. And the horse drew the rail last time out, and it just was not a great trip. Prior to that, that was a 54 group and only lost by 4 lengths. I mean, maybe it's worth taking the new face here, and maybe the horse moves up a little bit off the layoff. And I'm going to take the new face. I'm going to go with the 6.
Okay. And I think the 6 is obviously the other logical closer here, Scotty. But what influenced me most here was the difference in morning line. When you're talking 5-2 versus 12-1, give me the 12-1. And I'm looking for the longer price of the closer. So, but definitely a contender. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So.
Okay, so we took care of the first 3 at Gulfstream, and now we got to go to Tampa. Tampa race 2.
Okay, David, you're taking.
I'm on the 5, Spirit of Victory.
Spirit of Victory. Okay, 5. There we go. 5, and I have the 6 horse.
The 6, right.
Okay, so let me put that in. So 6, David's on the 5. Okay, now we got to go to Tampa Bay race number 2. We got to cover 2, 3, and 4.
Tampa Bay race number 2. Okay, we've got a 6 furlong sprint, a maiden special weight, 53,000, 4-year-olds and up.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so who's got the pace here? And you have a morning line of even money on the 1 Arrogancy.
Yeah,
really makes comes out of a pretty strong race at Keeneland off a layoff for Jose D'Angelo. Yeah, I didn't think so. You've got the 1 with the lead, blinkers on from the rail, looks like the lone speed, and it has every every chance to just go wire here. And you've also got the 3 Night of Magic coming off a long layoff, off the synthetic 5 furlong sprint. Now that's a long layoff, trainer switch, so I was going to fade that horse. I thought the other horse, if I'm trying to beat the 1 Arrogancy, which I'm always tempted to beat an even money shot, I've been looking at Contessa's horse, Stanley Cat, even though Arrogancy is in this, is in a maiden special weight here and has raced at Gulfstream in a 35 claimer, a 50 claimer. Stanley Cat has a race over the track back on December 27th, and that's a decent second. I'm thinking this horse out of Stanford, has a pretty decent work last time out. I like the work patterns at Tampa. Got an education in that first start. And I think maybe with just a little bit of improvement and having an advantage of a race over the track, I'm going to just take Stanley Cat the 5. I thought it was a 2-horse race. There's not much in here between the 5 and the 1, so I'm going to go with the 5. Stanley Cat, a little better of a price.
Okay. I kind of struggled in this race. I mean, I wanted to go with the 1, but look, it's just really difficult to see a horse. Look at this 1, 6 to 5 here, 4 to 5 here, and getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah,
super
Burning money.
difficult to choose a horse like that. And it's the speed of the race, no doubt about it.
But he is a money burner, and they're all burning money at as odds-on favorite in many cases. So how do you trust that horse? But also try to make a case for the Scotty long shot. But what do you do with that last race? I mean, if you throw out that last race, any horse who finishes 7th, 30 lengths out, it worries me and coming off a layoff. So
well, no, but I mean, you have to throw that race out. I mean, that's why the horse went on the shelf, right? So you throw that out. If you look at the prior races, the horse is not for sale, but it's a small win percentage trainer, so they don't always make the best decisions. Meaning I mean, maybe the horse should be in a claiming race. So can we really trust the trainer? I think I just don't really like the horse's style of needing to be near the lead, but certainly the horse deserves a look. Is there a horse in here? What about the 3 horse? I mean, this is an interesting horse. It's a second-time starter that is maybe a horse we have to look at.
The layoff, Scotty, really concerns me. I didn't check if you check on the trainer, what is he off a layoff? I mean, that's a long layoff. You're talking over a year.
Not great, 7%.
Right, and he's a low percentage trainer to begin with, but anytime you see a layoff, now not that the horse that is impossible to win, but this is a horse normally I would fade. You got to show me a race.
Let's see here. So, all right, so you're on the 5, and then I just don't like the horses that are run, so I'm going to take a chance of the I'm going to take a chance of the 3.
Okay, so Scotty's on the 3. Let me lock you in. Night of Magic off the layoff. Scotty and David's on the 5. Okay,
let's go to
2
race
more to
number
go.
3.
And we have 9 minutes, so 9 minutes at Gulfstream's probably going to end up being 14 minutes. So race 3 at Tampa. We've got a mile turf race, optional claimer 75, fillies and mares. And it looks like we've got the 4 horse. I'm wishing on a star. It looks maybe a little more of a contentious pace than I'm looking at here, but that looks like she looks like the lone speed to me.
No,
right?
the 4's got the lone speed, but I mean, look, here's another one that just continues to stop. There's no way in hell I would play this horse. I don't care.
Right now, in this horse, I'm sorry, Scotty. In this horse's in her defense, she did tire stretching out to 1 1/16, and based on her past races, where she's basically just a sprinter. So they tested her out, figuring, okay, maybe she'll like the 2 turns. She was bet. It was a small fee. Well, she was bet less than 2 to 1, but she wasn't the favorite. So there was some other favorite in there. May benefit by cutting back to a mile.
Let me give you something to think about on this 4 horse. So it's got the lowest GSR. Okay. And here's the thing. I'm looking right now. I'm switching screens. You can't see it, but I'm looking. And it's by far got the lowest GSR on the new GSRs. So that's why you see a horse showing speed and then all of a sudden stopping late is for that reason. Like this horse is fast and it's good. But from what I can see, and I'll tell you right now on this 4 horse, I mean, it just doesn't have great. The breeding's just not really all that great on any surface, to be honest with you. So for me, I just don't think the breeding's good on this horse. I think the horse has shown speed, and that's influencing people a little bit. But I'm going to play against the 4. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, I'm playing against the 4 also. And the thing is, too, you've got 2 horses here. The 5, Lemon Peppa Steppa, and the 6 Smart Union for Gray Motion, both coming out of the same stakes race, right? The Wait a While,
Yeah.
100K stakes, 7.5 furlongs. So you would think they both have a class advantage here, dropping into this spot. Either one is really tough to leave out. So yeah, I would fade the 4 and use those two. But there's a horse here that I have interest in, and I think I'm going to land on.
I hope you say the horse that I'm hoping for.
Oh, I know you know. I know you know that based on my
Tell me
back.
it's the 3 horse, Portrait of Addie.
It is absolutely, and you're going to demolish that horse. I know you are. You're just going to. You're going to bury this horse. All right. So let me point out a few things about Roy Lerman, who will click with long shots over this track. Take my word for it. It's happened before. So in the first start at a maiden 50 claimer, that was a wide open race, 11 horse field at the Big A. I mean, this horse, got off slow, was looking dead last, and then just came flying out of nowhere at 17-1 and got the job done. Now, it's very rare that Roy Lerman wins with a first-time turf starter. It's not uncommon for Roy to put a horse in going 2 turns as a first-time starter. He likes to get some conditioning to horses and more of a distance turf trainer. So that was somewhat surprising to me. I'm like, wow, Roy Lerman with a first-time starter that won. However, the thing is, these Caravaggio's have been running quite well on turf. So I think this horse, even with that start, shows it has some ability. Now let's get back to the negative. Off a layoff, bet down to the favorite in this exact same condition, and didn't lift a hoof. So what horse do you get today? I don't know, but I'm taking a chance with Lasix on first time, second off a layoff, maybe needed the race shipping down and needed some conditioning. I'm not totally convinced that you can beat the 5 or the 6 because I think it's class of the race, those fillies. But give me a shot. I just don't want to see this horse flying down the stretch, getting up, and I didn't have it. So let me go with the 3 Portrait of Addie. And on my second ticket, I would most likely be forced to use the 6 Smart Union. I don't think you can leave that horse out off that terrible post last out. And to me, you can throw that stakes tryout. So it would be 3 on one ticket, 6 on the other.
I think the 6 is going to get over bet. What has this horse done? It barely got up and beat a maiden group. That's what it did. And then it broke from the 11 hole, and it got 9th. I'm just saying, like, these horses tend to get over bet.
Right, but it was Keeneland, Scotty, and you know the quality of the.
But coming out of that same race, the 5 horse turned its head and still ran 8th. If you're going to take a favorite, please take the 5. Like, for me, it's the 3. I'm going to take a chance with the 3, but look at the race simulator. It's got the 3 only a length back at the finish. So,
well, and the interesting thing about the 5, if you look at all of this filly's starts, it's got trouble in every race. So it's not a money burner, but a bad starter. And you would think, oh, okay, I've got an excuse. It gets to the point where you're like, I'm sick of the excuses. This horse is just a chronic bad breaker. So that's why I faded that horse a bit. And she gets off to a good start. She could be, dominate this field, but we'll see.
I can tell you that the 3 and the 5 horse on the new GSRs are the top they're the top GSRs. Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you that.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So
who are you on?
I'm on the 3 as well. And then, but I think the 5 is the horse to beat in my mind. Like, I might do a cover, and I might do the 5, but yeah.
Okay, so we're both using the 3. I'm shocked. I'm kind of surprised you like that horse, but you'll cover with the 5. I'll cover with the 6. So
okay. We got one more. We got 2 minutes over at Gulfstream Park. They are on the track. We probably got about 3-4 minutes max. So you got to move quick.
No, you got to move quick. I have no idea who to bet in this race. Who did I use? I did enter the feeder. Let me see who I picked. This was like, I almost flipped a coin. My wife was at Barnes & Noble. I'm sitting in the car handicapping, and I'm like, Jesus, who do I take? And the horse that I actually liked got scratched. So I was struggling. I guess originally, and I probably will land here, is the 3 Grand Park View. We got a maiden 16 claimer. This horse drops back down from a 20 to a 16, raced at 7 2 back off the claim. The trainer's 0 for 21. And, I can't bet a trainer off of 21, so scratch that. You got to help me here, Scotty.
Okay.
This is an impossible race for me to even judge here. How about Duncan Run? Off a
Well,
layoff,
look,
Omaha Beach dropping with speed. Can this horse wire?
take the fresh face and the 10 horse. That's where I'm going. Like, this horse is training very nicely. It's got a good win percentage. When you see an EquinEdge long shot that's the first time starter, this is the new algorithm that was the old algorithm that's winning almost 14% of the time, and with first time starters it's like 20% of the time. So I'm going to take the 10. The 3s, the race simulator's right there. But look, I don't like a horse that loses ground almost every single time. It's right there at the stretch, and then this is the type of horse that gets overbet constantly. Nah.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, and also the one. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Scotty.
Right. No, I was just gonna say it could win, but it's the type of horse I think you have to play against. I can tell you on the new GSRs that I'm looking at right now on the screen, the 10 horse has 8 points the highest GSR for whatever that's worth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So also, just wanted to address the one horse. Also got a shot, second off a long layoff. A move from 16, where it had a good second closing, to a 25, back to 16. My concern is this horse has no speed. So what the heck? I'm a speed player. Give me the 8, Duncan Run at a price, wire to wire. I have no confidence, but I'll use the 8 on one ticket, and the 1, if I had a second ticket, would be the 1. So 8, Duncan Run over the 1.
Sounds good.
Coastal River. All right, we got through it.
We did. All right. So I'm on the 3 horse here, De La Calles or Calle.
5-1.
And currently 5-1. They don't really know what to do. You got the outside post. You got the 10. The 8's on the outside post and has no speed. Like I cannot begin to tell you. This horse says 23%, and if you look at the statistics of this, it's probably more like 5% chance of winning, and it has no speed in a race that doesn't have any speed. 4 is going to most likely be on the lead. I would like the 4 more than I would like the 8 horse, but then I look at the 4 and I just see all that money burned. It was 58% to win last time out. The 4 horse, Come Dream With Me, and lost. 32% the time before that, and lost by 4 3/4 lengths. It's just I will say this: at this level, last time out, it was 7 furlongs on the dirt. It drew the rail, and it lost by 1/4 of a length. And now, but Irad was aboard. The 4's on paper. The 4 is the horse to beat, and you're getting 7-2 right now. So there's something there. Again, I'm taking the 3, who's tactical on the inside. I just don't think the 4 is one to trust. But that being said, those are pretty good odds for the 4 based on the way it ran at these same conditions last time out.
Right. Again, the 4 is a money burner, but in its defense, it did just miss last time out. But again, if you look at the talk about burning money, every time this horse has been favored, lost every time it's been favored.
Every time.
But
and
it's
look,
such a weak race, it could still win.
Here are the win percentages in the last 5 races: 18%, 36%, 35%, 32%, 58%. Wow. And don't forget that last effort, the horse was 58%. Today it's only 26%. I say only. It's a good win percentage in the group, but it was the huge favorite last time out and still lost with Irad aboard.
Exactly. And Chris, thanks for pointing that out. We got a late scratch, Gulfstream 1. The 2 horse, My Right Hand, is out. But
the 6 horse, David, we should talk about 5150. This horse has been off a layoff. Dylan Davis, we talked about this as a board. Dylan Davis is on fire. Here's a horse that at a price that you might want to look at. You know what I've noticed too with the EE morning line? In a situation like this, you can see, look at how perfect that EE morning line and what the horse currently is. These horses often run very good. Also, when I see lower EE morning lines and the EquinEdge long shot, these horses often run very good as well. I'm actually thinking about changing to the 6 horse, 5150, considering it.
What's the disparity? Again, that horse is 0 for 23, but I mean, in your defense, I'm using a horse who's 0 for 23. So
Yeah.
it's like, which one do you take?
I'm
Yeah,
actually
yeah, you got
changing.
a
Like
big
right now,
jockey
I'm
change.
not. I could regret it, but I'm changing to the 6 horse.
Okay, to my boy Dylan Davis. Nothing wrong with Dylan Davis. Projected to have a great meet, championship meet at Gulfstream. He's riding in rare form, and he's gotten to a different level, in my opinion, of jockey to compete with this the crop of jocks you have now at this Gulfstream meet.
So the
But
Tampa, the long shot just won at Tampa. The 7 horse. Ho ho ho! Let's go! All right, let's go. Look at
ho
that.
ho ho!
12-1. Ho ho! Let's go. 12-1 on the EE morning line.
Okay,
That's
there
pretty
we
sick.
go.
That is pretty sick.
All right. So I will point out that you did go to the 6, 5150.
Horses are at the
Yeah.
Did lose 2 back to my second choice, the 9 flat cap, who's 21-1.
David, let me tell you another thing right now about the new. Can I tell you who at Tampa Bay, who the top GSR was in that last race at Tampa Bay race 1?
I think I can predict that.
The
I
7
don't have it
horse.
in front of me. Yep.
Ho ho ho! Let's go was the top GSR.
You
looking
got to
at it
look
right
at all
here.
those metrics.
Look.
Yep.
Real quickly, you ready? Look at that. There it is. 62 on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Boom.
Pretty neat. So I'm testing.
So that horse is 30-1 morning line, 12-1 EE morning line,
and
we have one
late.
Yeah, and we have one later at Aqueduct where I put notes in. We got a 15-1 morning line, track morning line, and a 3-1 EE morning line.
Gulfstream.
All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody.
Right Karma missed the start, 3 lengths slow. Good start outside for Flat Cap and Head Lad. They're the first 2 to begin. Moving between horses is Blazing Tyreek. Down at the inside, Come Dream With Me. Followed between horses by 5150. De La Calles is in tight toward the inside. Probing a course of action is he. Fight Till Dawn is next.
Oh, nice, David.
The trailer is Right Karma.
Woo, Dave had that.
Point. It's long shot Blazing
Good
Tyreek.
job.
Inside position.
Way to go, Dave.
Lead. Up on the outside, that's Head Lad, who's now second. A gap of
that,
2.5.
I love that. That just pumps me up.
Who strides into third while under a hold.
Boom.
Dream With Me is between horses in fourth. Outside fifth goes Praiseworthy. Far outside is One Last Kiss. Then back to the favorite. Right Karma starts to hit his best stride. He's within 7 lengths of the lead as they have less than 3/8 of a mile to run. With the advantage, Blazing Tyreek still battling with Head Lad on the top end. Come Dream With Me is next. Right Karma
Here
is
comes
on
the 4 horse who went off at 9-2, by the way.
Picked up his feet much yet with a 1/4 mile left to go. They went 46-1 for the opening.
Come on, Dylan, get this
way
6.
home. Here's Come Dream With Me.
Come on,
White
catch these horses.
trying to reach Head Lad, who's a big price and in front.
4's going to win.
Wow.
There's an 8th to go. Come Dream With Me has the lead. Right Karma runs at him on the outside, but Come Dream With Me has a winning lead. Come Dream With Me. And
well, I feel like I won because
9-2 victory.
Oh, you did,
Right
Gary?
Karma was second. Head Lad ran third. Fourth was 5150. Then One Last Kiss.
Nice.
24-1.
Well, Come Dream With Me got the job done today, and you got 9-2 because the 8 horse was totally overbet again for Safi. You noticed a couple of Safi Joseph horses yesterday at Gulfstream got bombed and totally overbet and didn't get the job. That one especially didn't get the job done. But yeah, you got 9-2, which ends up being value.
That's insane. Look at that. 26% top win percentage. You got 9-2. We talked about that 8 and the post as well. And and I'm telling you, David, just for the future. I mean, when I moved here at to Florida, and Justin and I started talking, we started really doing research on the surface, and you just don't win from those outside posts unless you're the lone speed or you're very, very clearly tactical. You know.
Now, in the defense of the 10, it did show some pace from the outside, but it wasn't close enough to the lead to negate that.
But that's where you have to use the pace number
Yes.
and the race simulator.
Yep.
The race simulator is 77% accurate to predict who's going to be first or second at the first call. So its accuracy, that's where you want to use it. Pace makes the race. Yeah, it starts getting less accurate as you take each call, but you can learn a lot from that first call. And then by knowing the track configuration and the types of horses that win, and you look at the horse's style, and the pace number and the race simulator said the 10 wasn't going to be near the lead, going to be like 2 or 3 lengths back from that outside post. I'm, just for the future, it's easy to bag on the pick after it didn't win, but I'm just saying, like, as far as horses going one turn on the dirt at Gulfstream Park, just be very careful for these big or horses getting bad or any horses from that wide post.
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, I'm so pumped about this right here, guys, because I just showed you guys, but the new GSR, which I tested yesterday and I'm just started testing now, the 7 was the top GSR with a 62.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in this Tampa race. So pumped. Nice going, Gary. Gary had this, and this Exacta paid 53.40 with the 7. Look at this is so amazing. I mean, I'm just proud. But 12-1 on the EE morning line on the 7, and then on the new GSR that's coming, it's top GSR, and then it's the EquinEdge long shot on top of it. Like that's pretty good stuff.
Which is fantastic. Yeah. That's a good
really
hit. Good hit.
It sure is. Anyway, so all right, we got Tampa race number 2 coming up in 18 minutes. That's part of the feeder. Welcome if you're just joining us here. What we try to do on this show is go over all the feeder races and then we're going to start going over the qualifying races. So if you want to learn how to handicap those particular races and some of the strategy, then you come to the right place. So nice job, Dave, on getting that in there. Just, NHC March now. It's going to be so much fun, David. We had dinner the other night. We had the best time, and it was great. It was nice when Anna and Mary Ellen started talking, and you and I, of course, we just gravitated immediately towards horse racing.
Right. We're looking for that in for when the ladies started talking. It's like, all right, did you see the 6th race yesterday?
Yeah.
And then we were on, right.
We
but we
sure
had,
were.
it was fun. We had a good time, and
it was nice.
good time had by all. Nice restaurants. So it was good. Yeah.
We went to Seasons too.
And we taught the two of us talking about the NHC later in that evening. We couldn't wait. We're just hoping to board a flight that next morning out to Vegas. But getting pumped up. Right, Dave, right around the corner.
By the way, it's frustrating to see that 4-horse win, but you're going to make more money by playing against these horses that keep on burning money. I mean, you just are.
Yeah, and it's again, it's a weak field, and in its defense, it probably had its best race in the last race when it just missed by a neck, right? So maybe it's just the light bulb after all these starts are finally going on.
Did you put any plays in for? Did you like race number 1, or did you put any notes in at race number 1 here at Aqueduct?
Yeah, of course. And this has been a bugaboo of mine. I put in a race note on a horse who was scratched, Scarborough Fair, who I actually thought was in a good spot here. So, I did have a note in this race, and I believe it's on the favorite. Solve the puzzle.
Okay.
But now with the scratch.
I liked this horse. I handicapped this race also, and I thought the 2-horse. Look, it's 2-1 on the odds makers morning line, but 6-1 on the EE morning line. The horse is 6-1 currently, but I think you could throw out that last race over at Laurel Park. Something was amiss there. Showed speed from the outside and just stopped. I think this horse can sit behind and there's some speed in here. And I think the 4-horse is just the best horse in the race. And then I think maybe because of the style of the 1 being on the inside, maybe it might stop. And then I just don't think this 5 is reliable. So you might be able to get a 4-2 exacta.
Yeah, if you look at my note on the 4, I'm not sold. I liked Jamie Ness's horse a lot. So, but the problem is now with the scratches horse, the 4-horse becomes more likely to win. But talk about a money burner on the 4, lost the first 2 starts as the favorite, and then showed speed at a mile and kind of packed it in. So I was never crazy about Chad Brown horses, Scotty, when they're dumped to a 40 claimer. They don't want this horse in the barn. Klarovich is, these are top connections. Klarovich is leading, owner for, off and on the Naira circuit. They know what they're doing. They realize this horse is disappointing, and they probably just want to get rid of it. Not to say that it can't win, but I probably, revert now to getting the 1 as a trip to go wire to wire. But if the 1 hooks up on this with the 4, it could set it up for the 5. So
Yeah.
With,
So
with
let me
the
give you, let me
strategy.
give you, let me just give you something to think about, that maybe this horse is not a money burner. So its first race was in 2023 in August, and the horse was the favorite. Clearly, the horse must have had talent, but it was only 4% to win. Okay, and it got third place by 11 lengths. Then goes on the shelf for over a year. Comes back against a 56 maiden group. That's a tough group. 14%. And what does the horse do? It breaks dead last. And it was only 8 lengths back, 8.5 lengths back at the stretch. Okay. Then now it drops 12 points into the 8 furlong race where it probably belongs in a $40,000 claimer, the same as today, from the inside, and was dueling the entire way and still held on. Like I don't really look at this horse as a money burner, and believe me, I look at money burners, but I think that you can make excuses for this horse, and I think that you're going to see this horse's best race. It's at the level it belongs, and so I'm guessing that this horse is going to be very, very tough to beat.
Right, and I agree with you. At 2 races where the horse lost as a favorite doesn't necessarily qualify or classify it as a money burner. It's not enough, of a sample to make that conclusion. But again, it's probably a likely winner, because I thought the 6 was actually the horse who was going to win this race. That horse is out. I don't think there's a lot here. You've got the 5 racing at a much lower claiming level, 30,000 at Churchill. Yeah, the 5 makes sense, and again, when the 5 comes back, faces a duel and finishes second or third again, I won't be surprised. But just don't love anybody else in the race, actually.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Yeah, this is a race that I would not be participating in wagering unless it was a mandatory. So this is a race I will watch. And we've got to be careful too. They haven't raced here at the Big A since Sunday. Canceled yesterday. It's been really cold. You've got a hard track. We had the scenario like this a couple of weeks ago where the first day back, it was a total speed bias track. So I'm going to watch this race. If the 1 in this first race goes wire to wire and a 4 can't get by, and that'll be a start of making a conclusion. So we'll interested to see how the track's playing today at Aqueduct.
For sure. For sure. Let's see here.
Okay, do we want to get to the first, even though we're pretty on target here with time, to the first qualifier?
We are. We're doing pretty good. I think what we do is we watch this race at Aqueduct.
Sure. Okay.
For fun, and then what we do, we're going to have like 8 minutes to Tampa. I think we do 1 race in the qualifier, and then we'll watch the Tampa race, and then we'll watch the Gulfstream Park race, and then we have like a bunch of time before race number 2 at Aqueduct if we want to look at it, and then we can probably fit in 2 or 3 different qualifying races. How's that sound?
What wasn't the Psychic coming on early with us? Oh, that's a different show. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a Psychic coming. Like, okay, I'm Psychic. The 7 can't lose the 7th race.
I'm super pumped about the race at Tampa, because from the testing I did on the GSR, the new GSR yesterday, all indicators are like it's a huge difference, like way better than the current GSR, which is super good.
And the current GSR is good. I had a winner, was it yesterday, the day before? And I'm like, first time turf, and or first time stretching out to a distance. And I'm like, whoa, look at that bump up at GSR. And I should make a note and reference it on the show. But yeah, I've got to do that in the future, because it definitely worked in that situation. Without that GSR, without my knowledge of that GSR, I wouldn't have played that horse.
Do you remember which one it was?
No, I'd have to look.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But I'll, if anybody wants a GSR or want to know what the GSR is in any of the races on a horse or something, let me know, and I'll be glad to give it to you. Don't go crazy on me, because I have to switch screens. But if there is one that you're really interested in, let me know, and I'll let you know. All right. So But yeah, I solved the puzzle. I'm down with this. We'll run the race here again.
Got 2 minutes to post right at the big A. We can listen, but can't watch.
Yeah, we can
All
listen.
right, so let me pull it up. I'm pulling its feet. I have my big screen here, but that's not a good angle. And then how many minutes to post is Tampa? We've got 7. So this is perfect.
Yep.
So we'll watch this. We'll listen to this. Listen to Tampa.
Let's see here. All right. All right, let's get out and see where they're at.
So first race.
By the way, I'm looking at the 4 right now, and the 4 is just full of energy. It looks great. Like, I mean, they're letting the horse, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm watching the same feed. Yeah,
looks fantastic. Currently 3 to 5, but ears pricked. I mean, she looks no worse for wear. That's for sure.
Yeah, looking at her now, have just ticked down to 3 to 5, so I don't want any part of a wager on her. But yeah, this may be based on the way she looks at on the track. I mean, she might be a good claim, right? But the thing is, you never want to claim off. Yeah.
Yeah, I in my lifetime, like, have you ever seen anybody? I mean, how many times has it happened where somebody claimed a horse off of Chad Brown and it ended up being great? I mean,
I wouldn't say the objective would be to have a great horse claiming for 40, but this horse could be a money earner. Going 2 turns possibly if she can stretch over the during winter racing here. So the purses are pretty good, are pretty high. So you'd have to make you'd have to make your money during the winter meet with her. Is my point.
Yeah. 5 looks okay. 3 doesn't look great to me. Yeah, 3 wasn't all that great. I from what I can see here, the 3 shows some speed early and then probably fades.
Park Avenue Betty. She's been in this class twice. Turf, dirt. Yeah. Yeah, it just looks like, I mean, is there a potential that you're going to have the 1, 3, and the 5, 4 just battling on the lead?
Yeah.
And set it up for either the 5 or even the 2. I mean, the 2 is morning line 2 to 1, and looks like the best value in here to me at this point.
It does. Absolutely. I agree. All right, they're going into the gate. We'll start working on the qualifiers right after this.
Yeah, now based on the odds, I would probably make a small win wager on the 2, just because I think it's just an overlay. And sometimes I approach it like that. If I'm not crazy about the race, I play it a little differently. Rather than a pure handicapper, I just looking for, like, hold on a second. This horse is not worth a bet at 2 to 1, but at 6 to 1, why not? And just basically playing percentages.
Yeah.
And race dynamic, because it could possibly be a contentious pace.
All right, 1 more to load on the outside. There it is. There is a field of 5. Chris Griffin with the call, and the 3 broke good like expected, but the 4 is pressing on the outside. And there goes the 1. Not surprisingly, it looked like those 3 horses, at least on the race simulator.
It's funny, they're still loading in the gate for me. And they're off.
So right now you're looking at a line of 3. 1 is in the lead right now. The 4 is sitting on the outside. 1 seems to be running pretty nicely. I will say that.
Yeah, and that's the one. If this 1 wires the field, then it starts. Your thought process may become: is it a speed favoring track? From the rail speed bias, rail bias.
Now the 1 seems to be struggling. 4 does seem to have horse. 2 is loaded.
Yeah.
Here comes the 5. The front runners could be toast. Here comes the 5. So 5 is coming outside of the 4 right now and running better than the 4. So 4 is done. There goes the 5, and the 2 is going to get through for.
If he gets
through. then he'll get second. Yeah, there goes the 5, you 11.
Man,
Here comes the 2.
yeah, the 2 was
Who's gonna
waiting
catch
for
him?
room.
2's got him easy. Oh yeah, soundbite. 6-1.
Up the rail.
There you go, David.
That's it. Yep. They're still coming down the stretch for me. Don't give it away.
Two's got it. Two's got it. You don't need to sweat that one.
Well, I'm seeing this now at 6-1. That's the value. The 1-2 shot solved the puzzle. Again, I don't want Chad Brown per se dropping into a claimer, and usually the results will. Again, the horse might have an issue. It looks like the horse is being just galloped at the wire and was maybe eased. But anytime you see a morning line 2-1 and you're getting 6-1, I mean, it's worth a play. And I'll admit I kind of lucked into it. I made a last minute decision. But when you're at the NHC and you see a board like that, and you see a horse that you have question marks about, whose morning line 8-5 is 1-2. Come on.
Yeah.
That is totally overbet. So you're going to have an overlay somewhere else on the board. And that overlay, if you weed it out, is not the 5, is not the 1, it was the 6. So sometimes you luck into it, and that could be a good NHC play. First race at the NHC, because not too many people are playing a small field like this with a prohibitive favorite, and you got a $20, win plays combination. So you're off to the races.
So you're interested in hearing the GSRs for the new GSRs, what they read?
Are you serious? Am I interested? I'm salivating over here in these GSRs.
Okay, here we go. Let me switch over here and let's look at this. So you can see the 2 horse has got the top GSR tied with the 4 horse. The 5 horse who got second had the lowest of the GSRs, but it had the second lowest on the current GSRs. But the 2 horse was tied with the 4 horse for the top GSR.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And again, it was, I don't want a red board, but dropping down to a maiden 40 for the first time. I did have a question originally when I looked at this race about the quality of the horses it's been facing at Laurel. And, but again, it looks like it may be a speed bias track. This horse rallied up the rail pretty strongly, but obviously it doesn't look like a speed bias.
I didn't get that from that, David. I mean, that horse was 3-4 lengths back for most of the trip, the 2 horse, and then came on the rail. I thought it was
stayed along the inside the entire race, Scotty. But
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it was loaded. This horse might have won by more lengths if she got clearance, clear sailing earlier. If you watch the replay, this horse was just stalking behind a pace. Yeah, and looked really good for Mike Trombetta.
All right, so Tampa Bay race number 2. I'll tell you that the 4 horse has the top GSR. It's the EquinEdge long shot. I don't love it. And then the 3 and the 5 are tied for second with a 60, but the 4 horse has a 67 GSR. Again, we're just I don't want to be remiss and then all of a sudden it's the top GSR and tell you after the fact, but it is the top GSR, the 4 horse at Tampa on the new numbers. All right.
Yeah, I was tempted to take that horse, Scotty, but I just can't get over that last race.
Yeah.
30 when you figure 30 lengths off. Now, with speed horses, sometimes you'll see that. And so it does. If a pure speed horse goes to the front, gets in a pace meltdown, might as well leave the horse, because if the horse has no shot to hit the board, you don't want to overextend the horse by trying to keep it in the money. But yeah, that's a move that I normally wouldn't play. But I think this horse does have a shot, no doubt.
All right, so you're on the 5 horse here, Stanley, and I'm taking a risk on Night of Magic, the 3 horse. Actually, not a risk. The horse is your second choice right now at 2-1. But Night Magic has a good a 60 GSR, which is the second highest with the 5. So you and I are tied on it's just similar here. The difference is that Night Magic or the head of the class has the top GSR on the new numbers. So this horse seems to need the lead, David. I don't know. It's been off since October. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's something here at 13-1 with this 4-horse.
Well, again, we're talking about value, right? And you're getting 13-1. I'm not confident enough to pull the trigger as I was in the 2-horse because of the that last race, and I'm not really familiar with the trainer Crystal Pickett.
Yeah.
So, and in all honesty, I haven't played Tampa a lot this winter. We'll be getting more involved in February and March when the big stakes days. So I will definitely be, and since it is, and that's probably one of my weaknesses heading into this NHC is I've got to do more replay watching of Tampa. So that's going to be on my agenda. So the races, the tracks that I don't play a lot, I start watching races, probably replays, probably sometime in February. My wife thinks it's very boring. She says, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "I'm watching 72 races from Tampa." She says, "Aren't they over? Haven't they been concluded already?" I'm like, "Absolutely." She says, "Oh my God, that's so dreadfully boring." But when sometimes you may pick up 1 or 2 horses at the NHC, then it's worth it if you can pick up a $30 horse because you watched the replay and you didn't think of the comments, the trouble lines were sufficient, and this somebody missed something.
For sure,
it's worth it.
So the 1-horse is the big favorite. I know it's going to have a big pace advantage, but wow, is this horse burn some money, David?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that the Chad Brown horse we couldn't classify as a money burner because only favored twice. Now 3 times. 3's the charm. So now we can classify that Chad Brown horse as a money burner. This horse, Arrogancy, is definitely a money burner. How many times is it lost as a favorite? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times favored, 5 times lost. 0 for 12 lifetime. Blinkers on today. But again, it is a rather weak field, but I definitely prefer the 5. Race over the track, solid second.
All right, they're in the gate. They just took off. The 1 broke fairly good. 6 broke on top, but the 1's rushing up, not surprisingly. But the 6 is saying, or the 5 is saying, you're not going to have an easy lead. Interesting. Like they're flying. Is that the 3? I think it might be the 3, but they're flying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, this all but does the 1 in. 3 to 5 favorite. I mean, the 3 taking it to them.
They haven't even. Oh, they just left a gate on my end here.
Oh man, I mean, the 2 favorites are absolutely dueling themselves into submission. I'm not going to be surprised by this 4. Look at the closers are all going to be coming now. Four is kind of running in quicksand. 3 seems to have the measure of the 1.
Where's my 5?
Oh, maybe not. Look at the 1. The 1 handled it. 6 is on the rail.
At 3 to 5.
Win this race at 39-1.
Oh.
1 held on. Wow, that was tremendous by the 1 horse to win that race, taking all that pressure by a big time contender in the 3-horse Night of Magic, and it really set it up for the 6-horse to come on. But the 6 had to settle for second. I couldn't have seen the 6 personally, but
I agree.
But the big favorite does win. Yeah.
And the money burner does win. So sometimes money burners will get the job done against the right caliber of horse.
Yep. Okay. So they're at the gate over at Gulfstream Park. And you are on the 3-horse Lean Music Machine, and I'm on the 4-horse Over Mars, who's 22-1, getting no action. We talked about my second choice is the 5-horse Mick Schnickens, who is 7-1.
Yeah, Willie. The answer. By the way, Dan, thanks. I mean, you're welcome. I'm glad that you hit. Boom, Willie. My feed is delayed. I'm watching it on my Naira app, and also I have on my big screen here, a moderate screen, I shouldn't say big, is TVG, and they're behind too. So it must be the internet down here.
The one horse is 3-1 right now from an 8-1 odds makers morning line, 7-2 on the EE morning line. But here's another horse that's burned a lot of money, David. Man, the money burners seem to be winning today.
Yeah, maybe that's the trend. Play the money burners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's. And again, the money burners until they get into the right company, it feels weak enough. That's why they're not burning.
Yeah. Lamb Caro, the one horse is going to save ground on the inside. This horse is tactical, but again, my God, I mean, this horse is prototypical horse that doesn't have any heart. Second off the layoff, though, off of a 3.5 month layoff. No dropping class. We talked about the 6 horse precisely for Wesley Ward. Going to probably have the lead. Probably going to be tough.
A 6-5 right now. It's more than ready.
Dave, Gary's asking you a question. Did you even play the pick 5?
That's 6 in my pick. I did not play a pick 5. No, Gary, did not play pick 5 today.
4 is dead on the board.
Four's dead on the board. You are right, my friend. Blinkers on, LASIK's on. Yeah, the layoff, but I mean, you're getting the trainer change is so positive there. I mean, I don't.
He was asking Dave.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys have your own thing. I apologize. No, I didn't play a pick 6. Not the right. Scotty, I have to tell you, I'm not going to pull a trigger on it, but yeah, I mean, the 4 may be a good NHC play I mean, I think that horse is too high. It had a nice workout on January 4th, 47-3.
The horses are at the gate.
It's a board hitter for sure, a possibility.
Moving in for a start at 5 furlongs.
You get a nice exacta here if you want to put it over the 3 or the 5. I'm 3 or the 6. Under.
John Velasquez has the call for
EquinEdge long shot at 6-1 EE morning line. It's 18%.
For Herbert Miller.
It's got a good GSR on the new GSRs. It's got a good GSR on the current GSRs. I don't know.
They're moving in for
I think maybe because the 6 horse is getting bet so much, the 1 is, but you're talking about a 6 horse needs the lead off a layoff. 1 horse has burned a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think this race could fall apart with these favorites. I know you're on the 3 horse who's getting bet, and the 3 does look good, to be fair. So I don't know.
Right, second time off the layoff. Should benefit from that first start with an outside post. Bumped and bobbled in 2 starts. I think this horse is logical, and I like the price, 7-2, solid price.
I don't like the way the favorite's acting either. The 6 horse not act. Look at the 4. That looks like the favorite. Look at the way the 6 won't go in the gate. 3 looks very good.
All right, Scotty, you're really touting this 4. I don't think the 4 is impossible. I expect that 25-1 shot to go out Scotty money at least to 15-1 in the next flash. I'm waiting for that.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I just don't like this damn 6, but we always have to put the asterisk in there because we don't want to look like idiots.
Again, just keep in mind too, the 6 is fillies against the boys here, and
she needs the lead.
Absolutely needs the lead.
So the race
favorite lost ground on every start.
Already in the gate.
Quite quickly too.
So is Sticky McSchnickens.
Dropped off the ledge.
I'm kind of switching to the 5 horse a little bit right now.
Now, Senor Marcelo.
Sticky McSchnickens.
Waiting for justifiably so to the outside.
All right, good luck, everybody.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Good start for the favorite, Precisely, who's
But
headed
she
right
did
off
get
for
the
the
lead.
early lead. Lean Music Machine tries to guard his spot.
No,
Up the
okay.
middle,
Well,
Senor
her
Marcelo's
getting
on
the lead
march.
like that
Lamb
is
Caro is
all
torn
bets
red,
off,
gonna
yeah.
run to the half-mile point. Lamb Caro moves up inside of Precisely.
7 needs to pressure the hell out of her.
Now in a
Yeah.
flanking
And
position.
even then,
Two
she
path,
cleared.
Lean Music Machine,
So-
a length and a half in front of Sticky McSchnickens. They've gone 3 ahead of Justifiably So, and the trailer is
But she
Overmars
stopped in
with
every
the
race.
Evil Empire.
I'll tell you what, this
The
5
three-
is
three's
worse.
out.
This 5 has
The
horse.
advantage, it's Precisely. Getting out on
Absolutely.
the turn with Senor Marcelo. That did Lean Music Machine no favors.
Four's
It
in
did help
last.
Senor, or rather Lamb Caro. Also helps Sticky McSchnickens, who slides through at the rail. Off the turn in the stretch drive, Precisely's an eighth of a mile out. He leads by a length
She
and a half,
cleared.
now
She
making
cleared.
2.
Yeah.
Velasquez and Precisely at 9-5. They're a winner. Precisely goes gate to wire to win the second by 2.5. Second, Sticky McSchnickens. Third, Lamb Caro.
You got a
Six, five,
second there,
one.
Scotty? You're on the board with a
55 and
place?
No, because I think I took the 4 horse.
Oh, that's right. You switched over to 4. Right.
I did. I did 4 or 5, but
4 or
so,
5. Right.
Yeah. Let's see here. So let's look. Sorry guys, I have construction going on. Let's go here. So yeah, so the 4 didn't run and it was dead on the board. The 5 horse did, but the 6 horse cleared. When she cleared, I mean that was it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the 3 horse didn't have much, stalked, and then that horse that got out didn't help his cause, but kind of disappointing effort from the 3 horse.
Yeah. So the 6 horse was the top GSR on the new numbers, and it's the top GSR on the current numbers as well. All right.
Hey, Oldie, good
okay.
afternoon. How's it going, my
Oldie's
friend?
Oldie's there?
Oldie's
Oh,
in
hey,
the
Oldie.
house. Oldie's in the house.
Okay. You ready to get to the
I'm
qualifiers?
ready to go. I am absolutely ready.
Okay.
And
let's do
I
Tampa
have
Bay
a
6.
lot more confidence in my qualifier selections than I did in my feeders, just to give you full disclosure.
Okay. All right.
Not that that makes any difference, but it's just so you know that.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, so we're in 6th race Tampa, and just something just popped in my head. How about those little mini desserts they had the other night? Wasn't that good? I'm not a
Those-
dessert guy, but that's the perfect size.
Perfect
They had like
size,
these,
not too much
yeah,
of it.
like a
Seasons-
$5 mini dessert.
Yeah,
It's
we're
2
talking about
bites and it's
Seasons
gone.
52. They're so good. Yeah. I mean, for me, you take 3 bites and it's gone, but yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All
Give
right,
me the
so
entire cake. So,
you
okay,
probably need
David.
like 5 of them, right? All right, so 6th race at Tampa. I'll get to it. I'm thinking about dessert now. I better put a slice of pizza on it soon. All right, 6th race at Tampa. Let me get to that page. So we've got a $8,000 claimer going 5.5 furlongs on the dirt. Non-winners at 3 lifetime.
Right.
And I have my horse. I'm not going too deep here. I'm looking at. I see it's the EquinEdge top pick. It's my top pick. It's the 2 Macklin. 4th race off a layoff, and coming off a race where it had a solid second at a little less than 3-1, and this horse now. This was at Gulfstream. This horse has been racing at Gulfstream, shipped up to Laurel briefly, and then stayed at Delaware, and now shipped back down to Gulfstream here to Tampa. This is the weakest field this horse has faced. With this class drop, I think this horse is in a good position. Needs a little pace. Is not this. It won't be on the front end, but I think this horse is a strong horse. Strong position in this race, and I'm all over the 2 Macklin. I didn't look much further than the 2.
Okay. David's on the 2. I'm choosing me to the 2, 3, 4, and 6. I'm considering taking a horse like the 6, who is going to clear early and going 5.5 furlongs. And look, even at the half mile, I mean, that's a really big deal being in the lead like that. It just is. And they're hard to catch. The race simulator in the last call says this horse is going to like put on the brakes, and maybe it will. But it was dueling last time out from the 3 hole, going 5.5 off a layoff. Second off the layoff, Bennett's 16%. First off the layoff, he's 19%. So usually the horses show their best. But again, this horse needs to clear, and I think it might clear early. It looks like it will clear, but there's some speed in here. I mean, the 4 horse is fast. Look at the 1 horse. I mean, the 1 horse can be flying from the inside as well. But man, if this horse clears, like this horse could be very dangerous on the front end. Like I look at the 2.5 lengths and 2 1/4 lengths in front of the 1 horse who's going to be stopping. And let's see if the 1 breaks good. The 1 is a good breaker, unfortunately.
1's a good breaker, it looks like. Yeah, it seems like enough speed to settle up for the 2 in here. But the 3 is the other horse who is definitely a logical contender coming out of those Gulfstream Tapeta races, but now has to go on the dirt. I mean, and that's why I prefer the 2. The 2 looks more like a dirt horse rather than a synthetic horse.
Yeah. Now you look at the tab for the 3 horse. The 3 horse is all dirt, and I know it had a couple of races on the dirt where it didn't necessarily run good, but that was against way better competition. It broke slow. This 3 horse could be very, very tough. It's projected to be 2 to 1. I mean, look, going 5.5 furlongs here when this horse broke its maiden. It got the lead against 9 other horses and won for fun. Mm-hmm. And this isn't the strongest group in the world. I think this is just a matter of the horse being able to clear. So man. For me, it would be the 3 horse, or it would be the, take a chance with the 6 horse. Yeah. Look at the jockey trainer combinations. And let's see if there's anything there.
Now, how much of I don't have my second laptop, so I'm a little at a disadvantage. How much of a pace metric advantage does the 6 have? 6 has got to be the top pace metric, right?
Yeah, it's the top pace. It's got a length and a quarter ahead.
And could benefit.
That's the first call.
Second off a layoff. Scotty could benefit from that.
2 still the top GSR in the test system. Let's see here. 1 second, David. Let me just answer Wiz.
Sure. We're in pretty good shape here.
Aqueduct 2. The 2 and the 7 are 63 and 60. The 2 63, and then it drops to the 4 and the 8, which are 55 and 54. So the 6 horse MG Dash has the lowest GSR at 44. So
that's
maybe
funny. Yep. Yeah. Lowest GSR, but it looks like the lone speed. That's the dilemma I had, when I was handicapping
if this was 5 furlong, that's one thing, but this is 8 furlong, right? So these horses can get late, is what they do. So, the 2 and the 7 were the. And let me look at the 4 horse, since it's the EquinEdge second pick, and the 5. The 4 horse has got the 3rd top. The 5 horse has got a 48, which is 3rd last. It's 15 to 1. I think the 5 is probably like one of those horses that might be able to settle for second or something like that. But yeah, it does look like when you can't just look at the GSR, but when you match it up with the other metrics, it looks like the 2 horse and the 7 are major players.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes. So. Yeah.
What did you like in there, David? I mean,
if you go down to the 4, Daytona Moonshine. Now, again, do I seem sort of contradictory with I don't want any part of Chad Brown horses dropping into a claimer? Yeah. Somewhat, yeah. But this is a private trainer switch. It's not a claim. No longer in Chad's barn, off a layoff. Jamie Ness. This could be a shrewd move because now they're dropping this horse into a $20,000 claimer. Didn't show anything right in the first 2 races, but now with this drop, I think that Jamie Ness is a sharp trainer. He's got a contingent coming up that's shipped up to Aqueduct here, and he appears to be loaded for this meet. So I think this horse could be dangerous and could wake up here big time.
Okay. What's up, CP? You got the 2-horse.
Now, if that's not a hunch play, I don't know what is, right? I mean,
just went through a small Canadian Saskatchewan town called Macklin. Yeah, you got to bet those hunch bets, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, it's good to have you.
Sometimes the universe is sending you our message, my friend.
All right, let's listen to the Aqueduct race, which is in a couple of minutes from now. David, I think I got to go with the 2-horse. A bit intrigued with the 7-horse, well suited. I mean, let's run the race simulator real quick and the finish. It's got the 2-horse winning for fun. But let's see if we can make a case. This horse was claimed off of Belmont by Linda Rice. Drops in class. That doesn't scare me, considering that the purse is $32,000. So if you can win this race, what does concern me is this is not a class drop, unfortunately, because the SOR is the same, David.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that makes me probably like the 2 that much more, which this is a class drop. The win percentage goes up, and it is the top GSR on both the current one and the new one.
Right. And considering the fact that the 2 Arcadian did get off slow in both starts, I mean, with a clean break, you would anticipate this horse will be much closer to the pace than he was.
Yeah.
And that means he probably will be the stalking the 6 here, MG Dash, who I have doubts about at the distance. So to me, the 2, if I was wagering on this race in horizontals, the 2 horses I'd use as a 2-4, and I'd probably also throw in the 1, believe it or not. Willingness, even though this horse didn't show a thing. Ray Handel, sometimes second starts, these horses improve, and maybe a board hitter, the 1. But I'm on top of the 4 here. I really like the 4, who's now down to 2-1 favorite.
Well, maybe there's
how about a 4-2-1 triple? How about a 4-2-1 triple straight? So we're going to go ice cold try. I'm taken away from forget the exacta, Dave Weaver. It's ice cold triple here. 4-2-1.
So the 4 Daytona Moonshine. Let's see. Jamie Ness takes over. The horse is in for 20,000. Win percentage drops. Everything to me is pointing towards the 2-horse Arcadian. It just is. Everything is pointing there.
They're both co 2-1 favorites.
Yeah, I mean, though, I think the horse just sits a really, really nice trip and then pounces. I like the fact that the current GSR and the new GSR both agree on it. I haven't seen a lot of them agree, so I kind of like that. We'll see if that's maybe a tell. 7-horse, it's got a good GSR, but there's more than just the GSR. But it's got a EE morning line that's good. It's got a lot. Maybe this horse improves second off the layoff for the new connections of Linda Rice. Maybe that's a possibility. I mean, right now it's 9-2.
The 7-horse. Yeah, the horse really has never lifted a hoof, so I don't see that price, to be honest with you.
So the 2-horse is going to the lead, which I really like. Kind of broke a little awkwardly. I'm not going to say it was terrible. I don't want to alarm anybody, but it wasn't exactly the smoothest start. And Manny had to ask the 2. And the 6 on the outside, of course, we know is speedy, but on the inside, sometimes the jockey's forced to go. And your 1's running pretty good on the inside.
And
the rest of the horses, honestly,
besides
the 1 horse, the horses seem to be all struggling. Nobody seems to be really moving all that well. The EquinEdge long shot 5 seems to be all out. 1's being held on the inside, seems to have horse. And the 2 horse is definitely 1 pace, which bodes well for him finishing here. Eight's the one moving right now. Very nicely, in
moving.
fact.
4 moving up the rail, or is just shut up? You're way ahead of me. 8's moving.
Come on, hold up, 2. There you go. There we go. 2's got it.
Did they
For
cross
fun.
the finish line yet?
Yeah, I went by about 7 lengths. I think
And the
the
8
8
finished second.
held on for second over the 4. It was very close.
Oh, the 4, yeah, the 4 made such a late run. This horse was just so far back.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit of my concern. I thought maybe be a little closer to the pace. But yeah, the 2 got off to a good start, and that was the difference here. So that's definitely a
Yeah.
logical horse
Super
here.
good. I'm happy about that.
All right.
Let's see here. The 2 ended up getting off at 2-1.
2-1. Mm-hmm.
2-1. All right. So let's we've got Tampa Bay race number 6. Well, we're going to go to Tampa Bay race number 3, but I would like to revisit Tampa Bay race number.
Sure. Let's do it.
Just for the qualifier. You like the 2 horse. I'm struggling a little bit with I kind of want to take the 6 horse because I know the horse is going to be a price. Dr. Perry, the 3 horse, is probably going to be the favorite, and it has burned some money, but it is dropping in class here. I'm like you. I don't normally like grabbing horses that have been racing on one surface and all of a sudden jumping into another one.
Yeah.
I don't usually like that much. And for that reason, I'm going to take a risk on the 6 horse, David.
So you're going with the 6, who is
Gate to
too
wire.
much, ain't enough, wire to wire, second off a layoff. And okay. So Scotty's on the 6, and I am on the 2, Macklin. All right. Good
All
deal.
right.
Now, do you want to stay on Tampa or
Yeah, we're
flip
going to
back
go
and
to
forth?
well, we're going to go to
7.
Tampa race number 3 in a second, but we might as well. Yeah, you're right. We might as well go to Tampa race number 7, which is
Finish
the
off
third.
Tampa and then go
the third
back to
event.
Gulfstream, and
Yeah.
they only have 2 at the Big A. So whatever way you want to do. Okay. And there's a couple of late scratches here I see in the qualifiers. All right, Tampa Bay, race 7, a mile and 16th on the turf course, maiden 16,000 claimers, purse of 20,000.
Did you have a
We
thought
do have
here?
some scratches here, correct? Let me just get
6, 12, 13, and
6
14 are
and
scratched.
the AEs, right? So the 11 draws in as an AE. That's that. Oh, I was going to say a toss, but I'm tossing that horse.
Oh.
All right. So who's got the pace advantage here?
All right. So as far as I'll run the race.
It's like Wolf Beach had the lead last time out from the 10 post out of Omaha Beach. Emirates Ride's not slow early. Emirates Ride hits the turf course for the first time. Usually a play of mine, but not a 2-1 morning line.
Okay.
Scotty,
hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I was on the wrong screen. I was looking at the staging site. Here we go. My bad. Sorry. Here we go. I can tell you in this race on the new GSRs, none of them are all that great.
Okay.
2-1. The only ones in the 50s are 2-1-3.
2-1-3. Okay.
2-1-3. Yep.
Here you got a couple of first-time starters. You got 7. Yeah. You got 10.
213.
My wife has a gun.
So but the 11's the fourth one at 47. So I wouldn't want to throw anybody out before. These are about the closest I've seen. They're as far as the new numbers. They're not really pointing towards anybody for that matter. This looks like a wide open race on paper.
Yes. This race I struggle with. Wide open race. We've got 16,000 maiden claimers on the turf. So, and again, there seems to be some horses that have questionable ability here. And I found in the past with races like this where you're like, okay, who's gonna? I don't see a lot of turf breeding here per se that I would have a ton of confidence in. I do like Omaha Beaches. They've been running real well on both turf and dirt. The prodigies of it, but the horse. So a race like this, I am trying to make a long shot here. I'll be honest with you, and I know the horse looks like it may not be able to run, but I've always said that I'll give a horse one start. I don't care how bad it was. That in a weak field can rebound at any time. Have confidence in the trainer who has had pretty good success down here shipping his horses in, and has a barn even the last couple of years has been doing okay. And that's John Terranova. I just have a feeling that the 4 Captain Perfect now could rebound off that race, trying turf for the first time. I mean, the breeding is okay for turf, adds Lasix, but I just think this is such a weak field, and you're getting a good price here. And this is my move: first time turf and a spotty turf form field or questionable breeding. So give me the 4 Captain Perfect as my long shot special here, Scotty, for John Terranova and Louis Martinez picking up the mount.
All right, we'll come back to it, but we're going to watch race number 3. David, you have the 3. I'm on the 3 as well, Portrait of Addie. And I thought the 5 was probably the horse to beat.
Okay, third race at Tampa. I'm probably 5 minutes behind you again. I got to figure out why that's happening.
So 6 is acting up. 3 broke in the air. Not too far back, but did break in the air. 4 broke on top. And the 5 horse is sitting in second off the 4. So the 5 ended up getting off at 3-5. That's a bit surprising.
That's a bit low.
Yeah.
Because I would prefer the 6 over. I prefer the 6 over the 5.
I like the 5 best. Obviously rooting for the 3, but 4's running nicely, but 24 seconds flat. And the horse does look a little bit, I don't want to say rank, but he's not exactly able to control the horse that much. He's definitely like tugging a bit. The 5's running very nicely and well within himself. Three's in last right now, and they went very fast in the second call. They actually went 48-1 24-1 at the second call. That's very fast. 5 is pressing right now. 6 is all out. 2 is all out. The 5 has definitely got the measure, and the 3's got horse, David.
Mm-hmm.
I would not. Yeah, but he's got it now. He's got to go really wide. 5 just took the lead. He's lugging in. He cannot straighten up this 5, who's got the most horse, and he's got it. No, look at this. He's lugging. He is not running straight. His head's tilted. That's just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
6 ends up getting the win. 3 ended up getting last in that race.
Oh yeah, I see that.
You know, it's got to be a note you got to put on this 5. I mean, that was just horrible. I mean, the horse was the best horse in the race, and he's running like this with his head cocked like this the entire way. I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah. I'm watching them come down the stretch now. The 6 was by far the best off the pace there, and you get 2-1 over 3. It beat the 3-5 shot. The 3, maybe that first start at Aqueduct was an aberration because the horse just didn't fire at all.
Yeah,
that's 2 in a row.
All right, Gulfstream Park 3. You're on the 5. I'm on the 6 horse. One Smoking Rita. I'm taking a chance on this horse. It's getting bet. The 1 horse and the 2. We talked about this. I mean, we know what the deal is. They're most likely going to duel. And let's see here. Let's take a look at this. There we go. There's a look at the 1 horse. Peggy Sue, I love you. 35% to win. Again, the 1's not the best breaker in the world, David, and the 2 horse is, but the 2 horse always seems to stop. So,
we got 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, these Safi Joseph horses are really taking a lot of money. I noticed yesterday a couple that just took an extraordinary amount of money that I didn't think was justified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the contention here that there is going to be a speed duel between a 1 and 2. Crossing my fingers that we get a meltdown and a 5 comes flying with my boy Ruiz.
6 is getting bet for a reason. You know that, right? Like 6 is getting bet.
The 6 is, well, Scotty was morning line 5 to 2, but is hanging in. Yep, now 3 to 1. Should probably go for 3 to 1, 5 to 2. Just give me 1 sec. I'll be back in 1 minute.
No, you got it. Take your time. So let's take a look real quickly, and we'll hear them when they're at the gate. But so you see this, the 1 and the 2. First of all, 5.5 on the synthetic. You need to be near the pace, right? Somewhat near the pace. 9 horse at 16 to 1 certainly deserves a look. It looks like it can rate just a little bit, and it's dropping in class actually, and the win percentage goes up. I wouldn't ignore the 9 horse at a price. The 1 horse is a slow breaker. You can see this broke slow, but it's so fast it rushes up real quickly. But even that slow break, and then especially being on the rail. Look at the last time the horse was on the rail. This horse, she is overbet. She can win. And then the 2 horse always stops, even with clear leads, against easier, in fact. So that's why I'm just thinking a horse like the 6 horse is the only other one getting bet, even though it's off the layoff for Gonzalez. Miguel Vasquez jumps aboard. I think if the 6 is ready to go, I think the 6 could be your horse. And you could, you're getting 5 to 2 right now. I'm trying to look for a long shot. Like who look at the 5 horse at 13 to 1, 7 to 1 Spirit of Victory on the EE morning line. And this could be one that you could look at that could finish if they stop up front. This one was finishing last time out against similar. Now was at 5 furlongs. I actually think this horse makes a lot of sense. Now getting 5.5 furlongs, it gives this horse a little bit more time to breathe early and be able to finish. It does have 4 second place finishes. I would probably give the 5 horse a look. Oh, and that's David's top pick. So maybe an exacta box, the 5 and the 6. David's horse is 13 to 1. Mine's 5 to 2 right now. Let's see here.
Scotty?
Yes, sir.
You can hear me okay?
All right. Here, huh?
You can hear me okay, correct?
Yep. Yeah, you sound like
Okay,
you're in a chamber, an echo chamber.
Let me know if this works because I prefer to do it without the headphones. And if it doesn't, I'll go back to the headphones. That's the reason I started.
It doesn't bother me.
Okay. If everybody who's listening in, if it's too much, just let me know. I'll put the headphones back on.
So look, 1 broke slow, just like we talked about the rail. Now it's going to rush up, and there goes the 2 and the 1 and the 3. Thank you, 3. And squeezing the 1 right now. The 2 and the 1 are bumping. Wow, I mean, this is
let's go 21 and 1.
Right?
There's my speed duel. Except it's the 1 and the 3.
Well back to 1 Smoking Rita.
But the 5 horse is good. I don't even see the 6. Where's my 6?
Holy Coffee, I Love Venezuela, and Our Fortune Cookie.
Your
I
vibe
Love
looks
Spirit of
just
Victory.
tremendous
Louise
right now.
tries to
Come
pick
on,
it back
Six,
there,
where are you?
as Jurassic Chick has
Where's
made a
my
clear
six?
lead. Peggy Sue, I Love You is now back to second. The one running home a bit from the back is Spirit of Victory. Off the turn of
Oh,
the stretch
six,
drive.
something
Here
happened to the
comes
six. You're
Spirit
going to win this
of
race, David.
Victory after Jurassic Chick. I Love Venezuela.
18-1.
Horses, they're an eighth of a mile.
Come on, baby.
Spirit of Victory driven out here.
Woo!
The battle strictly for minor placings as it's an 18-1 winner. It's Spirit of Victory.
Boom!
Clearing
I
it
will
clear
tell
as
you,
much as she wants.
Good going.
5 in the end.
I will tell you
Wow.
that I
was
did
second. I think
put
Peggy
a nice
Sue, I Love You.
win
She re-rallied
place
for third.
wager on this
We're all
horse.
4 and
So,
2.
Oh,
boom! Now
God,
that's
that was
18
good.
to 1.
Nice going.
Hey-o, can we get a hey-o, hey now?
Way to go.
I can't
Wow.
believe this horse drifted up to that price. At 12 to 1 morning. Wow. Nice.
Wow.
Now
That
it's
is
2 for 19.
huge.
And basically one capitalized on the speed duel. And
Oh, we
one
called
weekend-
that. Like we knew.
Yeah.
Look at the one. Look at the one was the best horse in the race, bar none. But it broke slow. It was bumping. It was like, yeah, it's huge. That was just so huge. What a hit.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, you got a lot of booms on that one. That
Okay.
feels like the old EquinEdge community with all the booms. That's awesome.
Okay.
That was,
Well, I feel like doing the mic drop. I'm like, okay, Scotty, off this, I'm out. I can't get
You're
any better
done.
than that. Boom, I'm out.
I
And you
couldn't
can take
blame
over
you.
the show. Leave on a good note.
That is amazing.
Like a comedian leaving on his punchline. So it's
Mm.
like, wow, yeah, he had a winner at the end. What a day he had.
What a great call. That was such a good call. Look, 7-1 on the E morning line. The speed, they were dueling, and the 3-horse did us so many favors. You need to send a gift card to Rojas, Renzo.
Yes, I think I did point out, Scotty, that with the 3 we put blinkers on, so could add to the pace, and didn't add to the pace, was the pace, and just kind of fried those 2 horses.
Unfortunately, off the layoff, the 6-horse, something was amiss with the 6. That would have been nice. I was all over that exact at 5-6.
Exactly, Oldie. Right, leave on a high note, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped my headphones, so there you go. maybe that's the key. You take the headphones off, you score with a nice long shot. Yeah.
All right. That was huge. 18-1 drifted up. That's because all the money was on the 1. Like, that's how you do it, though. It doesn't always work out that way, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to have that work out in your favor like that all the time when you're playing horses that are, prices like this. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And this, if you notice now, this is another Safi Joseph horse that was overbet. 1 to 2, a little too low. If you told me even money, 4 to 5, 6 to 5, I could see it. Yesterday, we had the same situation. You got to watch these Safi Joseph horses. I don't know if it's the owners, the barn, but somebody's firing away on this these Safi Joseph prohibitive favorites. And I have a suspicion it's not Matt Miller.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, you knew it immediately when you saw the beginning of that race, the first quarter. You just knew somebody was coming from behind that was going to be a price. Yeah.
Sometimes the race dynamics, you take a view of the race dynamics and it doesn't work out. Of course. And again, I've been burnt so many times on these 5.5 furlongs, thinking it'll be a pace meltdown. And I'm like, but at this point, we did get the anticipated pace.
You've got the feeder now. I mean, you were in the feeder, right?
Yes. So let me see. I don't think it's official yet. Correct?
Yeah, real quick, Brandon, to answer your question, up there you see the QR code. If you hover over that, you actually get 3 free races a day, just so you can kind of test it out, and it lets you do that. Or I would just suggest, buying a daily, right? You can buy a daily all tracks. It's like $12, and then, or it's like, I think $7.95 for a 1 track, and just try that. And then we have coaching classes Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and they're free. You can do as many as you want, and you'll learn a lot from the coaching classes, way more than what you'll learn in the shows, for sure. It's free to join though. So, all right, well, that was a huge hit, 18-1. We'll take that, David.
Any day of the week. You got it, my friend.
All right,
Now
so
it is official.
it's official. I mean, you're going to be near the lead, of course. So Tampa race number 7. We got to get out to the qualifier, okay?
All right. I was just going to pull up the leaderboard, but you can start that. And I did have, I made my picks already, and I did pick Captain Perfect is the horse that I think at a price deserves a shot in this week field.
Yeah, I have to take Wolf Beach. You know, I'm a little concerned about. I mean, it faced 10 other horses last time out. It clearly liked the turf, and first time on going 8 furlongs. I mean, it certainly looks like a horse that seems to need to beat the lead for its best. Let's see here. This could be the type of race, though, David, where we get a price. That, you know what I mean? Like it could be that.
Yes. And that's why that's what I'm hoping for using this 4, who's definitely going to be a price. And I mean, he may not run, but to me, this is a race to take a risk with a long shot. It's just such a weak, spotty field.
Yeah.
All right. So they have updated the leaderboard for the early bird feeder, and I am tied for 7th. And that's my only winner of the day. How about that?
You're not going to need any more. It's not going to matter. You got one more race, but that's all you're going to need.
Oh, hold on a second. I do apologize. I did also have Smart Union. I went with the 6, and that was my second choice, but I used them in the qualifier. So, yeah.
There you go. So, for me, the race is between these 4 horses here at Tampa Bay. So I'm just going to run these 4 and just see if I can learn anything from that before I make my pick. You like the 4 horse. I wasn't on the 4. I'll put him back in there. I don't like the GSR. It's dropping in GSR. I just don't like the turf breeding for this horse.
And again, and that's what really struck me with this race, Scotty. I don't see a lot of turf breeding.
No, there's not.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay, there's not a lot of turf breeding. So why couldn't a horse with a lack of turf breeding do okay here? And I'm not expecting the 4 to win. In all honesty, I'm hoping for more of a second and a place finish. If I can get a second out of this horse, it'll be a decent price. But who knows? I've hit with these type of horses before.
Yeah. Well, look at this. What I'm thinking. So it's a huge post change. So 2 races back, the 2-horse Wolf Beach had the 12 hole. Okay, I mean, throw it out, and that was a much tougher field. Then drops in class and draws the 10 hole and had to rush out of there. You can clearly see that he had to rush and still hung on, and now draws the 2 hole and looks like the fastest horse in the race for the same connections. So I got to believe that the 2 horse on the inside is going to be awfully tough. Jockey trainer combination is 20%. So I've got to go with the 2.
I like the 2 also. I would probably take the 2 over the 1. But did you take a look at the 3? Take Your Medicine. That was also, the first turf race wasn't awful. It was kind of even, and maybe with a little improvement, the horse got an education getting on the turf. Again, another one with, if I see look at the breeding, just a sire and dam, I'm like, that's a dirt horse, but it's pretty typical of this field. So,
yeah, when I'm looking at the GSRs, like it's even worse. So you're right. Whereas the current GSRs are giving a 61, a 60. The new GSRs are no such thing. Like the highest number is a 52 in Wolf Beach. Emirates Honor, the 1 horse, has a 51. Take Your Medicine, the 3 has a 50, and the 11 horse is a price play and has a 47. So then it drops. Then it just drops consistently after that. I do want to look at the 5 and just give it one look, but I mean, it's a second-time starter jumping on the turf for the first time. I guess it's not the worst-looking horse in the world. The mom didn't do much, but. Now it's a big change here with the 2-horse drop on the inside. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Justin, how you doing,
Thank
my
you, sir.
friend? Good to see you. And
The one horse is pretty fast as well, and coming out of the sprint races and stretching out. So I'm struggling a little bit in this. I think the 2 is the horse to beat. I think I saw something where Oldie said that this horse has like a 58% chance of winning based on his numbers. Look at top pace, top win, top SOR, top GSR, EE top pick. And so, maybe this horse had to rush out last time out from the 10 hole. And now it's just going to sit a nice trip on the inside. It's just a matter, is the 1 going to take off and pressure early?
right, that was the concern. If you're
Right.
like to, yeah. And don't forget now, they're going 2 turns here. The 10's in this race, and the 10 is dropping from a maiden 25 to a 16. Guinevere, again, the turf breeding is kind of spotty, but I mean, this horse may be close on the pace and pressing too. From that, to me, this horse has got a gun from the outside post. But you're dealing with a trainer who's 0 for 21, jockey's 0 for 1 for 35. Just that chilliness on both ends there kind of sways me to not use this horse. I'll be back in 10 seconds. I got something in the toaster oven that I'm smelling.
You got it, no problem. So, you guys, I'm struggling between the 1, 2, and 3. I'm leaning towards the EquinEdge long shot. Take your medicine because it's right there in the top GSRs on the new GSRs, and it's a second time starter. Goes to a new trainer, John Pimental, who's not really known for this kind of move. It's interesting he puts this horse in the turf, but the GSR does go up, and but then you got the 1 horse who has run 2 pretty good races, is now dropping in class. The win percentage goes way up. And although the GSR shows dropping here, and I see that, on the new numbers, the horse is 1 point off of the 2. So they're and the horse is 9 to 5 on the EE morning line. You know what I mean? So and second off the layoff. The 1 is certainly a player, but the 2 horse, are they going to duel early on? If they do, maybe it's the 3 horse. But if you look at the break, the 2 horse breaks good, or broke slow last time out, but that's from the 10 hole and still made the lead. I imagine the 2 is going to be on the lead, and I think the 1 will run a good race too. But look at this, and I don't know if this means anything, but the Marin, the jockey that was on the 2 horse last time out, ran a good race. Why would you take the jockey off and he ends up on the 1?
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, absolutely did notice that.
I'm going to go with the 1. If the 3 wins, I'm going to kill myself because you're getting a price there, and certainly, And here's the thing with the 1: does he let the 2 go? Because if he lets the 2 go, then the 2's probably going to win the race. But if he doesn't let the 2 go and he rushes, the 2's going, and so they duel. So I'm struggling with this a little bit, but it looks like the 3's somewhat tactical, David.
Yeah, that 3, do have an interest in that 3, and may show a little more speed. Yeah, got a shot.
All right, I'm gonna take the 3. I have to take the 3.
Okay, but, and I'm on 12 to 1 morning line. Captain Perfect for John Turnover.
All right, let's go to Aqueduct race number 3. Did you like anything? I really liked Brazina, the top EquinEdge pick, a lot. They're loading the Aqueduct.
If you're looking at Aqueduct, I didn't really have a solid opinion in this race, and likewise, what I do at the NHC, if you look at my notes here, I've got a big X across the 3rd race at Aqueduct, which means it's not a race that I'm willing to play. I just thought it was too wide open, and I didn't have really.
I like 7-4-1 in there.
Brazina, Jamie Ness has never run Aqueduct, but like I said, Ness has got a bunch of horses up here for this meet. I think if I was going to make a top selection, it'd probably be the 6 Gridlock, first time off the claim for Linda, who's on fire. But you're claiming off Safi Joseph, so that sometimes is not a great success rate.
All right, so the 1 horse broke well. The 1 ended up being the favorite. The 7 broke very good on the outside. And the 4 horses in between horses, I thought had a nice long shot look, but 1 horse right now is controlling everything. Five horse in between, Jackson's Dixie, just took a bad step.
Okay, while we were watching that race, Scotty, I'm just trying to change my feed. I shouldn't be this far behind. I'm going to a different server here. Hold on a second.
All right. And the big long shot 4 horse I liked a little bit is trying on the rail and saving ground, all the ground. 7's not gonna. It doesn't look like the 7's contending for the win. 1 horse is gonna most likely. She's a little edgy, pulling away from the 5 horse, Jackson's Dixie at 7-2, who actually took a bad step at the top of the stretch. But she's a little edgy. 1, 2, 3, or 5.
Did they cross the line yet?
Yeah, it came in 1, 2.
Yeah. For some reason, even with my other, I'm now on the other cable. I give up. I just have to go with it.
A little edgy. All right, let's see here. All right. Tampa Bay race number 4 is coming up in 5 minutes. So I think we should look at Justin's stuff. I mean, he's been on fire. So in this weak claiming group, the 1 horse, she fits well, especially second off the layoff for Dandridge, and should be competitive today. And currently that horse is 11-1. Wow.
This is Fairgrounds first. How many minutes?
Fairgrounds.
Minutes to post? Yeah, let me.
They're 1 minute to post.
Yeah, let me post.
7's the favorite. I can tell you the 7 has the top GSR on the new GSR. So I'll tell you that 7 and 1 are the top GSRs. So Runaway Samurai may be worth a horse that you might want to look at, although it has burned some money, but it does draw a good post. It seems to be tactical, David. But this race is anything but obvious.
And who did Justin like in here?
Let's see here.
All right, the notes on.
The 6 horse is 3-2 on the EE morning line. Interesting. Like 5-2 right now. He liked the 6, second pick. I like 7-1. I like 7-1. One's getting no play. At 13-1, but 7 horse is 3-2 right now.
Looks like we have a wet track there.
Yeah.
Fairgrounds. Sloppy?
It's sloppy, yes.
Sloppy. Man, it changes. Let me just take a quick look at that race.
All right, they're going into the gate. They just took off. 7 broke last, and the 1 horse got the lead. Reed's running good. 12-1 on the 1. That's pretty incredible.
Diamond in the storm. And has won on a sloppy track before. The 3
Seven's
take the
not
lead.
running today. And some horses are coming from behind, but it's not the 7. 4 horse on the rail. The 3 horse is
There
the
they come.
long shot. Come on, hold on, 3. 4-3-2. 4-3-2.
3-2.
3 ran huge. 12-1. But
And-
favorites did not run. Favorites did not run at all.
Right. And the interesting thing about the 4, Scotty, Real Deal Ryan, is this horse is 1 for 19 lifetime, but 0 for 3 on a wet track and never hit the board. So go figure.
Yeah.
Tough horse to come up with.
Okay, so this is the last race of the qualifier of the feeder. Okay. And the 4 bumped the 3, but I think the 3 was, listen, when you get those tracks off the turf and the muddy tracks, they're just brutal. I don't think they'll take the 4 down though. 3 was pretty much done from there. You're on the 10 horse, or I'm on the 10 horse, David, this first time starter. And it's getting bet. It seems to have some speed.
And
you're on the 8 horse. But I mean, this is an absolute grab bag.
Right. Did you notice the odds on the 8 horse, Scotty? Off a 12-1 morning line.
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah. The 2 horse as well. The 2 horse is the top pick, and it's but I mean, this is such a bad field. But you're right. The 8 horse. It's had outside post showing speed. No, inside post, excuse me, and gets off the rail, drops in class here, goes to a new trainer. It's that race, the workout on December 8th, David, was pretty darn good, and also on December 1st. So the 8 horse is training tremendously. So there's a lot of conflicting information. Basically, nothing is really lining up towards one horse, but the 8 should get a really nice strip from that outside post if it's good enough.
Yeah, it looks to be the lone speed. It cleared the field. But again, at 2-1, it's really no value. 5-2 now, but it's probably not worth it as far as something I would not consider placing a win wager on at that price. But because of the layoff issue, the horse may still need a race, and stopped and popped and stopped in both races. But this is such a big class drop. So there's some question marks.
There is. The bug jumps aboard the 8, gets 113 pounds. But I mean, gets off the inside, drops in class. I mean, this horse, the 8 horse, is going to be very, very tough. The 2 horse is 5-2. It's not getting any love, but it's the second time with Ferraro. So I think you can't really give up on the 2. Grand Park View. This horse just kind of runs. It doesn't really do anything. I don't know. I can't be down with that horse.
And Scotty, you're on the 10 horse here at Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we'll watch this race. Yeah. Bill's on yeah, exactly that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a root canal. Yeah, Bill's going with the 10 horse, smoking it up. Yep, that's Bill.
I hear you.
All right, the 3 horse is the favorite at 2-1, but that horse always gets overbet. Draws inside. It certainly deserves a look, but it's earned too much money for my liking. 10 horse looks good. I think the race between the 10 and the 8. The 1 is an interesting long shot to get up for third late for a trifecta, possibly.
Yeah, I looked at Coastal River. Yeah, dropped with the drop back in class where he finished at a nice second closing. Maybe not enough speed for this horse to get up to the win position and make enough of a closing.
Yeah,
route.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but probably a board hit. Got 8-1. The Wiz is on the 2. Whoa, hop. Turf to dirt, cutting back. Second time at this level.
Your horse stumbled. Your horse stumbled a little bit.
He's not even in the gate. Do you mean he stumbled going into the gate? This is brutal here.
Oh yeah, I don't know how you do it. Right now you're in the lead very easily. My horse is in second at 4-1, but I'm getting pressure from the 9 horse on the outside that's running really good. The 10 seems to have some horse on the inside, but the 9 jockey's looking around on the 9, so he seems to like the 9. 10 is definitely not done. You're getting some pressure from the 9 right now. The 10's going to the outside. Come on, 10. The 9's rank. 7's making a move, though. 10's a little green, but the 10 is running on. Come on, 10, get up. Oh, 7's going to win the race. 3 might got out second on that one, Dave. So I think it came in 7-3.
So the 8, hold on a second. Oh, yeah, the 8 tired late and didn't get second. Nope. Let's see where that places me. Yeah, now, if we talk about value all the time, Scotty. Yeah, I picked the 8 horse off of morning line 12-1. I didn't expect to get 12-1. I expect to get about 5 to 8-1. But once the horse goes off, hasn't been out in a while, and goes off at 3-2, even though it's a lone speed, it's a no play for me because it's just no value there whatsoever.
Yeah. So all right, we're going to do Gulfstream Park 4, David.
Right.
We're going to do Gulfstream Park 4, and then we're going to get to the qualifiers again. All right.
Okay. Sure.
Let's
Stream Park
run this real quickly.
Do you have any notes on this race, Scotty?
I do. I like the 4 horse go gate to wire. I wasn't really in favor or really liking the 5 horse that much, who's not getting bet. I didn't love the 1 horse that much. I thought that the 2 horse deserved a look, but I was all over the 4. As far as the first time starters go, I thought the 2 horse was a horse that you had to watch out for. Let's see here. Yeah, I didn't like the 5. I know the race team likes the 5, but I thought the 4 horse was good. But the 4 is a bit dead on the board, honestly. And the 6 is getting all the play. It's training good. Dan put a note here. Worked well in company. It's dropping in class a little bit.
Yeah, I'd take a shot with the 3, Savvy Sunset. John Terry pops up here now at Gulfstream from Aqueduct, the maiden 40 claimer in a 9 horse field, was 9-1, so it took a little money and hard to load. Had some issues and now comes down here, tries a Tapeta, showed a little speed. That's a value at 13-1. So give me the.
You're on the 3.
Yeah, win play, and my boy Dylan picks up the mount. So I'm gonna try to go back-to-back long shots here at Gulfstream.
If you're going to get a long shot, it's going to be in this race, no doubt. I mean, 6 is getting all the play right now, but I don't know that it should be getting all this play. So it's got a good work. It's showing speed. It's cutting back in distance. It did pretty good against a bunch of other horses here. Okay, it's dropping class from this race here. Maybe it didn't like the stretch out. It's going to be much more ready to run here for sure. Yeah, I could see that. 3 horse. I think the fact that this horse is not the big favorite in here speaks volumes, honestly. The 1 horse is getting a lot more action than I thought it would get, so it's probably a decent horse.
And what's with the 5? This is a Safi Joseph horse who's not taking money off a trouble.
It broke bad in its first start. It's facing similar. The win percentage goes up.
And this jockey, you're familiar with this jockey, Scotty?
No.
Slavinsky. So that's a question mark. But now this is the time that Safi Joseph will win at a price. The horse not taking any money. But all the money's going on to 6. Mark Cassie's horse.
Yeah.
First time to PETA, cutting back. I have to tell you, yeah, I'm not in love with that horse. Somebody's off. Is that the 4? Jock's off the 4?
Let's see here.
Something's going on.
Okay, let's get out there and go here. Okay, here we go.
All right, this at least I'll be able to watch the race as it's proceeding.
There you go. All right.
They're out the post. And they're
6
off.
broke really good.
Lowering the start, Guasha at the back. Quick break for Spatula, who heads off for the early lead. Splitting horses, Executive Success moves to a flanking position. Trying to hold the inside spot is Chacarera, who's down at the inside 3rd. In all probability is now 4th from Savvy Sunset. And after a bad start, Guasha is last of all. They chase Spatula to the far turn. She's a length in front. Up to the outside, Executive Success is now 2nd at the rail. Chacarera is now 3rd. Back to
6 doesn't look like an even money shot to me. Not right now, anyways.
They reach the final 5/16, and Perez has hold of
But they let the 4 get away, huh?
But she's still in front. Moving to her a bit closer, 2nd, Executive Success. These two have pulled 4 ahead of Guasha, who's now into 3rd. Off the turn and the stretch drive, the leader is Spatula, 1/8 of a mile out and 2 on top. Executive Success, the only one in range, but she hasn't gained any ground yet.
She's
Final
gaining
16th
now.
of a mile. Spatula's still there.
Hold up,
on the
4.
outside, Executive Success with one final push. Executive Success trying to reach Spatula. Photo
4-5.
4-5.
She got there. Spatula
4-5.
dug it.
And the 5 took money late with the jock, who I'm not familiar with. Then ran better than the other Safi Joseph horses who were bet off the board.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so let's get back to the. Let's see here. So let's go to Tampa Bay 8. Tampa Bay 8.
Okay, so we have the final of the feeders. Buck Waller.
I thought it was weird that 6 horse, I just really seemed to be getting overbet, you know? You got the exacta whiz? Thank you, Dan. All right. Okay, Tampa Bay 8, we've got a full field here, David. Let's see here. Let's run this race. Let me sort this. 6.5 furlongs.
Tampa Bay 8. Yep, let me just get that.
And, don't forget, like, at 6.5 furlongs, I think it's like 40% of horses that have the lead early end up winning. This horse has a decent win percentage. You go to the 3rd call, it starts falling back, and then the 13 wins. But the problem here, look where this 13 is projected to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the favorite. And look where it's projected to be, David. No matter what the situation is, like, it's going to be back here, wide, and it has no speed. That's a fact. I can't make that horse like that, even if the race simulator has this horse winning. That's if everything was perfect.
Yeah, I agree, but I have to tell you, out of all the races on the card today, with the feeders and the qualifier, this is a race that I just felt was impossible. I did not know where to go. I took a look at every horse in the race. I went off 4 different horses, so this is one I'm definitely struggling with.
Yeah.
I looked at originally. So when I struggle with a race like this, I'm looking for a horse that's going to be a price. Or maybe I'll just bomb out with a long shot. And I looked at the 11 originally. I'm like, hold on a second. I can't bet a 7-year-old mare coming from Finger Lakes on a sloppy track. 7-year-old mare with 2 starts, maiden 5 at Fingers, and was bet down to 6.5 to 1. But I mean, technically, you could say, well, you can throw out the sloppy track. So the horse is really a first-time starter, didn't like the track. And maybe, I don't know, in a field this bad, is that horse worth a play? And then you got the stablemate on the outside, Dreaming of Carly, who looks like maybe in a better spot. So the 12 looks logical in this. It's weak field here.
Again, you're dealing with
Outside
well, I mean, you're dealing with that outside post. I mean, the horse could end up wide. Look at the 3, 4, 5, and 7 are faster than the 12 from the outside, and then the 12, at least last time out, didn't break very well. It always stops late. I mean, it is dropping in class some here, and the win percentage goes up a little bit. The GSR goes up a little bit. That's what you're looking for, and often second-time turf does well. 0 for 14. Mixed feelings. I don't love the post, but you definitely can't say this horse can't win in what looks to be a wide open race.
Yeah, I mean, who knows who's going to run here? That's the problem.
Well, I'll give you a couple of thoughts, and that is the inside posts, but the 1 and 2 look decent, but the 3 horse looks very decent as well. Now the race simulator says this horse is going to back up. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, thanks, Oldie. Please like the show and follow us as well. You can subscribe very easily by clicking on the bell, and you can get the notifications of our shows too. So, thank you very much. We appreciate that. As you guys know, with YouTube, the likes are everything for us. I always forget to ask, but I guess that's the thing. But the 1 and the 2 for my liking, going 6.5 furlongs, are going to be a little bit too far back. But there seems to be a lot of cheap speed in here at the same time. Look at these win percentages. When the top win percentage, David, is only 15%. Wow.
Yeah, I know. This is just such a head scratcher and such a weak race. I'm tempted to go with the 12. Dreaming of Carly, the Anthony Ferraro horse. This horse, she drops down to the lowest level from a 16, turf to dirt, 16 to a 10. Logical, 7-2 morning. It may be the favorite, which I may not want here. But yeah. I mean, obviously, you're playing horizontals. You got to use this 12 horse. You know, I have to tell you, and again, I take this approach at the NHC too. It's a little more difficult to take an approach like this when you're only dealing with 10 races, in a qualifier, because it's not 15 races or 12, and so you got to normally put together more winners. But I'm gonna I'll make a throwaway bet or a one horse I'll use that is a rank outsider, and I don't expect to win, but may run decent, and who knows? It's such a weak field. So I'm going to take the other Anthony Ferraro horse somewhat reluctantly. I think the 12 has a better shot of winning, but I just think that this is such a weak field, and the sloppy track at Finger Lakes is a throwout race. 7-year-old mare I don't love, but what the hell? Put me on the 11 Starship Reliant, and that's my one outside throwaway bet on the day. Starship Reliant. I'm using 11, 12 exactly. I'm on the Ferraro train here.
All right. It looks like from that post, the 12 horse can get in some position, but it's also 1 for 14. It's got a second place finish, 1, 0, and 1 and 0 lifetime in the money. I mean, wow. I mean, this is just a absolutely brutal field. I'm going back. I'm going to go back deep into the 2 horse Miss Diz, who's the EquinEdge second pick, 5-2 E morning line, and 2 races back against a little bit better at 5% from the 11 hole. The horse was wide and got a third place finish against 10 other horses, then got stretched out and showed some speed early before stopping. And that could bode well for the 2 horse on the inside. So I'm going to go with the 2.
You're going with the 2, and that is Miss Diz, who I thought was logical.
Yeah.
A little cheap. Yeah, only 0 for 10. Yep, it makes sense.
Yep. Okay, so now we go to Tampa Bay race number 9, which is event number 9.
Okay, Tampa Bay 9. Let's see who.
You want to go to Aqueduct race number 4? Why don't we go to Aqueduct race number 4 first?
Sure.
Yeah, see, yeah, look what Oldie's saying there with that outside post. I think we're learning a lot because we talk about it on the shows all the time. We're starting to learn a lot about how these outside post positions, unless you are the lone speed, are very, very tactical, that they don't do well, even in sprint races. They don't. And I think if I've learned anything this year or last year, it was that. Because I used to be like, if you got an outside post, I'm in.
Okay, let's see how that 12 does in that Tampa race before and then
well, the 12,
I'll be later.
The 12 can get itself into position. That horse actually has tactical speed. That's a big difference from the 13. The race simulator has the 13 winning for fun, and they might stop and it still might win. But by the most part, I mean, that horse looks like it might be way best. So I think the 13, I don't think in this situation you can't say it can't win, but it's gonna lose ground. It's gonna have to cut in, like all those things. And then if the rail's out, forget about it. Like it's just too tough. But I like the 2B here or not to be. What do you like?
The 4th race at Aqueduct. I kind of had a struggle with this race too, to be honest with you. The horse that I ended up using here in my exotics and horizontals was the 6 Coquito.
Yeah.
Coquito. A Finger Lakes shipper. I mean, it hasn't been awful. Drops back down to 25. Cut back in a spotty field. I thought this horse at a price deserved a look, but I don't love the race in all honesty, Scotty.
Okay. I actually had a strong affinity for the 2, actually. Belle of the Ball.
Oh, okay. You like Belle of the...
I do. I like this horse a lot. I think this horse can run a good race. Yep, for Linda Rice. Carmouche is jumping aboard. And I just felt like this race they would show some speed. And what I did like about this especially was the GSR is jumping up 10 points. But then the horse is facing a little bit tougher, but I don't know that it really is that much tougher. When I'm looking at these horses, the 4 horse could go gate to wire, but it's moving way up in class. The 5 horse really hasn't done much. I mean, this is not an accomplished group here, and none of them really seem to be all that great form. So I thought the 2 horse might be in a race that looks wide open. I thought maybe the 2 could be tough.
Yeah, this is a wide open race, and that 4. And does have a ton of speed and has won 2 in a row, but now moves up here off the claim. Wayne Potts' his barn's been kind of cold, but picks up Manny Franco.
All right, so the 2 horse broke good from the outside post because there was a 101A, but the 1 has since been scratched. 4 horses on the lead, 9-5. Follow your arrow. Not surprised about that. 6 is in second. Coquito at 5-2. All seem to be running good. 5 is struggling a bit from the back. Jockey's prodding the 5 a little bit. Who's being asked right now and not so far responding.
6 still sitting in a stalking second.
6 is in second. 1A is the one ribbons in her hair is moving the best.
This horse going to stop late.
I mean, they are crawling up front. Nobody wants to win this race, but it looks like the 6 Coquito is going to win this race. I mean, they're stopping up front. Nobody wants to win, but
Slow horses.
yeah. 6-4-1.
5-2, over 9-5, over 5-2, 5-1. I mean. All right, Coquito.
Okay. Let's see if Justin has anything here at Fairgrounds. Again, he has been on fire. If you've not seen his notes here,
Yes, he has. Yes.
he won 5 back at a 54 SOR. Offers value as a live long shot with a 5-1 EE morning line versus a 10-1 track morning line. Big player. That's the EquinEdge long shot. Often when you see these low EE morning lines, and they're also the EquinEdge long shot, they do well. It also has the top speed. It's top SOR, which is our class number, and then EE long shot. And it's also a price play. So interesting horse here on paper. And even though it's a top pace number, the race simulator says the 4 horse might have the lead. So they are different. They're not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, look, there's almost a straight line here. I mean, aside from the 5 horse, which looks like you can throw out, this looks like incredibly wide open. It doesn't look like the 1 horse has to have the lead. It doesn't look like the 4 horse necessarily has to have the lead. But Julia's Warrior, the 7 horse, David, I mean, could get carried wide. Even on this straightaway here, you can see, look how wide the horse is, right? And so, and you go into the stretch and it's a vertical line. So it really is a matter of who gets the best trip. Right now, the 3 horse is even money.
Global Pride.
9-5 on the
Joe
EE morning
Sharp.
line. But it's 19% though. You know, when the betting favorite is not our top win percentage, it only wins like 16% of the time.
Right. And this horse was bet the last time as the favorite and couldn't get the job done. Closed up for a second after a bump start. Only 2 for 17 lifetime, but it's at this lower level again.
This
don't
is
forget, it is a sloppy
Quebec.
track. Mm-hmm.
Expect him to sit a perfect stalking trip behind the speed and be a major player. So he likes the 7 horse. In this wide open start, his past Churchill down form suggests he'll fit well. So you can just tell by Justin's writings and 3 for 26. You can tell that Justin didn't have a really strong opinion on anything in here. The
Right.
3 horse,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't have a strong opinion here after looking at this. However, I think I'd take a shot with the 2 here on Coming Train. 2 solid, two good seconds on a wet track, and again 2 back on a sloppy service at Churchill. That was a good closing second. This horse may benefit by the track coming up off, so I would probably be on the 2 here on Coming Train.
I agree with you. The horse can sit a good trip behind the speed.
Like the post and save ground. Yep.
Yeah, I like the
give a
1.
shot with him.
I like the 1 and 2.
Yeah, the 1 drops down in class. Let's see, what record on and off track is 0 for 6, but has a second on and off track, 0 for 11 at Fairgrounds. But again, with the drop in class, 3rd race off a layoff, may be okay here.
Yeah.
At a decent price. All right, so I just gotta. So I got to put my picks in, Scotty, because I did make it from the feeder to the qualifier.
Yep, you got to put your picks in. We
8th.
still have
Yep.
a lot of. We're going to have to. We pretty much won't be able to.
We got to
stop.
make up some ground.
Yeah. So after this race, we're not even going to go to Tampa 5. After this fairgrounds race, we're just gonna we'll start just handicapping as fast as we can.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
So the one got the lead. I love that. That was the horse I liked the most, and the 2 horse. Is that the 2? 2 is running great. I mean, stop the race right now.
Here you go. You pound that exacta?
I did.
I thought you did.
Stop 4.
They just got off the gate, out of the gate for me.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
We got to. The outside horse has got to stop. Stay up. Stay up 2. Stay up 2. There we go. There we go. Get up in front of this one. How about a 2-1? There we go.
Here we go.
There we go.
Hey now.
Hey now. Hey now. What'd that pay? Take that. 2-1, $34.
Okay, that works.
Take it.
What did 2 end up going off at?
8-1.
Yeah, that's a nice price.
Thanks, Gary. Woo. Good call on the 2, David, as well.
Right? All right, thank you, sir.
Right,
that'll work.
1,
Yeah.
2.
We called speed handicapping, I guess. Looking at it for 4 minutes. Yeah. Maybe I'm overanalyzing all these other races. You gotta, and that's the advantage too of the live wagering rather than pick and pray, because you got to make these picks in advance, and sometimes you don't see the value that you're anticipating, and you might want to call an audible, right?
Thanks, Chef. Thank you, Ralph. Look at David. Look, again, the race simulator is so huge in so many ways. I very rarely do that and see who wins. Very rarely. What I want to see is where our horse is going to be at the first call, knowing that this is just a straight line, but a race is not a straight line. And when I looked at the 7, all I could see was you're going to be wide. That's it.
Right.
And that's key, because now in my mind, anyways, I can leave out a horse that's going to be one of the favorites, and then I can look to somebody else.
Right. And as far as the 2, I mean, I guess I would, call an audible or pivot because it was an off track, and I don't know if I would have played that horse on a dry track, because he had a good second on a sloppy track at Churchill.
Yeah. Good stuff. That was great. Okay. I'd love to go to Tampa 5, but there was no way we can do it.
Yeah, we better get rolling.
We are about as behind as we've ever been. So let's go to Tampa 9.
Tampa 9. All right. You roll the simulator, and let's see if I had made my pick. Yeah, and we discussed this earlier, right before the show, that Tampa, I struggle with all the races at Tampa. So I didn't spend a lot of time on this race.
Hey, hold on. Let me hold you real quick.
Sure.
And the reason is I want to support our man, Dave. He's alive to the 1, 3, 4, 5, 8 in the pick 5 here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 8.
1, 3.
And then over at Gulfstream 5, he is alive to the 2, 6, 7, 9 in the pick 5. 2, 6, 7, 9. We are going to do a race, though, before we go to Tampa. Oh, no, they're going in the gate, I think, or they're close to the gate. Let's see what the probables are, or the will pays are. Okay, I'm going to have to refresh this. Guys, we have a bug, and we've had it for a long time, and we're working on other things right now. But If you ever click on the will pays and there's nothing there, just refresh your screen. Okay, I apologize for that. We are working on it though. 1 pays 10 grand and change. The 3 pays 8,200. These are really nice payouts. 4 horse pays 1250. It looks like 7. The 7 is a carryover. It looks like the 5 is 38 grand. Come on, and the 8 horse is 3,850 bucks. All right, brother. We got. Let's.
All right,
Dave. Okay. Okay. We can't. Unfortunately, we've reached out to Tampa Bay. They've not replied back to us. All right. We've got about 3 minutes because they're circling, Dave. Or David. So let's go to race number 9 at Tampa, and let's do this this feeder or this qualifier. Excuse me.
All right. Again, another race at Tampa that I'm struggling with. Originally, I took a look at the 7, Katie's a Lady. Got to speed, and now this horse has won at the distance, loves Tampa, 11 for 17 in the money at Tampa. However, the last 2 races, kind of disappointed at 2-1 or 3-1 in the last race, had the lead and stopped. So that was going to be my original pick, but I think there's other pace here. And so I think the way the race dynamics shape up here, I decided to go to the 6 off the layoff, Timeless Rose. Has won over the Tampa Bay turf course at a mile back on March 17th. And then the race after that had a little bit of trouble, raced against Katie's Lady and had beat Katie's Lady the time before and finished 3rd and was DQ'd. So I didn't watch the replay in all honesty, but then went to Indy, comes back here off the freshening, and with a little bit of a pace up front, I think I like the 6. Scarlet Poppy's going to be the favorite. It's going to be really tough. One going for 3 in a row here. And I'm just looking for a little bit of a price to beat that 4 horse, even though the 4 is a must use. So I'm going to be on the 6 here in the qualifier, Timeless Rose.
I'm thinking about going with the 6 as well, the EquinEdge long shot. The 4 is going to be tough to beat. I'm also thinking about going with the 7 horse, Katie's a Lady. I'm also thinking about going with the 2 horse, Hopes and Dreams. It's a very tough race, but okay. They're in the gate. We're rooting for Dave here in this race number 5, and he is alive at the 1, 3, 4, 5, and 8.
1, 3, 4, 5, and 8. Okay, good luck, Dave.
There's a wall of them going for the lead. The 4 is on the lead right now. The 8 is sitting nicely in second. I don't think the jockey could have done a better job on the 8 horse, but his head is tilted a bit. But 4 ended up being your 3 to 5 favorite. So that's the lowest of the payouts for Dave. 1 horse, though, it did very good at the beginning, sitting a nice trip on the rail. Very slow, 25 flat for the 3 to 5 favorite Golden One. But we're not rooting for this horse. 3's in between horses at 7 to 1. Not a great place to be, and the jockey's already prodding him. It's going to be very, very tough to catch this favorite. Did speed up a bit in the second quarter. The 1 horse seems to have some horse, but not making up enough ground right now. 8's all out. Jockey hasn't even asked before. Really got to worry about this damn 2 horse big long shot that's asking on the rail and being a bit of a pest. Yeah, big favorite. 4-8-1. Well, still you hit that, Dave. Nice job.
Where, Dave? Was that the favorite that was on?
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So far as the race simulator goes, and we have no time for this, but this damn 4, I mean, it does look good on paper.
Yeah, it looks really good on paper, but you're going to get less of a price than the morning line, I would anticipate.
What about Katie's the Lady, the 7 horse? It's, I mean, all speed.
Yeah, I thought there was a little too much pace, and it disappointed the last 2. That was going to be my top pick before I decided to pivot and go to the 6, because I think the 6 it probably gets enough pace here,
Right,
to close into.
And did you give any consideration to the 1 horse? It doesn't
did
look
not.
bad.
No,
This one does not look
Doesn't-
bad off the layoff for the new trainer. Not bad. This 8-year-old
Yeah,
mare.
yeah, I
The morning
Got a
line doesn't
decent
like
shot.
the horse, but it's, you know, new connections, and they hit it 26%. These connections. One to think about. And the 2 horse certainly is one to think about. Hopes and Dreams.
Mhm.
Let's see here. But this one also seems to, I mean, it looks like it can rate a little bit. It went 5 furlongs last time out, though, and it's stretching out. And I'm not sure about the stretch out. I think I'm going to go with you in the 6. I initially thought I would use the 6, and I think I'm going to stick with that pick as well.
Okay, you're going with me then. All right. Good deal, Scotty. We're on the same.
All right, so now we're
right
going to
on
go
the
to Gulfstream Park, race number 2. And,
That is race number
or race
8.
number 8. I mean, excuse me. Hold on here.
Okay, let me flip the
Gulfstream
page
Park.
here.
No, race number 6, which is the second event. Excuse me. Race number 6, David. All right.
Race number 6.
Yep. And I'm going to let you do this, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay, so race number 6 at Gulfstream Park. We've got a 6.5 furlong sprint for $35,000 claiming horses and 4-year-olds and up. And we had a scratch of the 4 Noda, who I think off the class drop would have taken money. And there's a horse in here that looks rather logical to me. Is the 5 Air Combat. The issue is for Martin Drexler off the claim. The issue is, though, this horse looks primarily like a synthetic horse, right? And you're taking a risk here off the claim, off a nice win off the claim at Woodbine, that this horse is going to stretch out from 5.5 to 6.5 and change surfaces from Tapeta to dirt. And there are too many questions for me that have to be answered. But this horse is a logical contender, and it's probably a must-use in any horizontals, in my opinion. This horse likes to win 7 out of 24 starts. Tries Gulfstream first time. Never won at the distance. So there's a couple of question marks. So I moved on. I can't play Uncle Charlie's Gift, shipping down from Finger Lakes for Nick Zito. So that leaves 3 horses. There's not a lot here. Smooth Flying Mike on the outside for Dylan. Cuts back off the distance. Never won at the distance. Has won 3 races, but I'm not sold on that horse. So now we're down to 2, either River Dog or Avant Glory. Who do you want? And I guess River Dog is the horse. Even though Avant Glory has won 6 races over the Gulfstream Park surface, and won the last at 7. It encountered a slow pace there. I think River Dog likely gets the lead here and has a good shot to get to the winner's circle. So with Joel aboard, so I'm going to go with River Dog. I originally liked the 4 Notice, so I had to call a pivot. So I'm going to be on the 1 River Dog. And now we've only got a 5 horse field, so there's not going to be any price here. So give me the 1 River Dog. And as far as, let me see here, we've got, I just want to make sure I get my plays in. Okay, so it's River Dog for me in that race there. Sorry, I'm scrambling here because I still have to get all of my picks in for the qualifier. And that feeder. All right. Scotty is back in
All
town
right.
here.
I recognize I haven't been the best producer on this show, so sorry about that. I'm like,
That's no worries at all. I basically walked through a 5-horse field, which I can
Okay.
do. It was a 12-horse field. I might be stumbling and bumbling, but I
Who are we
settled
on?
here. What's that?
Who are we
I
on?
settled on River Dog, the one.
Okay.
River Dog off the layoff, hasn't won a race at Gulfstream, 0 for 2, but 7 for 21 lifetime, and has won at 6.5. Does have to deal with the 2 Avant Glory, who is a multi-winner over the racing surface, so does concern me a bit, but I think that the one might get the jump on with speed trip here and wire this field.
Okay.
I originally was going to play Air Combat the 5, but as I pointed out while you were gone, too many questions. Synthetic, first time over at the Gulfstream on the Gulfstream surface. Is this just a synthetic horse? Off the claim could be dangerous. This horse has won 7 out of 24 starts.
Yeah.
Likes to win, but now has to try a different distance, different track. Tyler picking up the mount. I mean, it's a horse I would definitely use in horizontals, but for purposes of the qualifier, I'm going to be settling on the 1, River Dog.
All right, so we're gonna watch the race number 5 at Gulfstream, but you're on. So you're going to be on the 5. You're going to be on the 5 horse, correct?
No, the 6 race at Gulfstream, I'm on the 1, River Dog.
On the 1 River Dog. Excuse me. Okay, I'm on the 2 horse.
Avant Glory.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, this horse, aside from one bad race where it broke bad, unprepared for the start, has done nothing wrong, and looks very, very tough. So I'm going to go with the 2, and then let's get out to this race here, and I'll tell you.
They're at the post.
Oh, the 5th race. Did I make a pick here? Do you have any notes?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who Dave had again.
Terrible start for Kosher Capone. Rome Saint Esprit was quick into stride. Here's
Dave's got the
moving out
2, 6,
rail.
7,
These two
9.
race on up to the outside.
So
Can't
7
go
horse
to the top
broke
flight.
terrible,
Ortis
so
is in the
that
yellow cap down
most
the rail.
likely ruled out.
Followed a length and a half behind by Shibway, and after a bad break,
The 1
Kosher
horse
Capone is last.
is one that
sends Fragone to the top. He's into the far turn.
Dave probably has to worry about a little bit.
To him now. Rome Saint Esprit is second. Can't Know It All is third. Ortis is at the rail in 4th, followed by Shibway.
6 is 2 to 1. 9 horses 5 to 2.
They pass the 5/16. Fragone with rail position and the lead.
Come on.
3 wide. Can't Know It All. In between horses,
Go
Rome
6.
Saint Esprit at the rail. It's
Or
Ortis
9.
who's into 4th.
Stop
followed
1.
5th by Shibway as they stack and
2's
pack
got
up
a
front.
shot.
Less than a
2's
quarter
got a
mile.
shot. That would be
Who's got a
ideal.
shot?
Come on, 2. Go on the outside.
In the middle, Rome Saint Esprit. These
Come
3
on.
1/8 of a mile out. Outside, Can't
Come
Know
on,
It All.
9.
In the middle, Rome Saint Esprit.
Come on, 2.
Fragone tries
Let's
to
get
fight
up.
on toward the inside.
Get up.
Late run from Ortis.
Get up, 2.
He's gathering in the
Up 1 time. Get
Here
up.
comes Ortis outside.
Get up.
Can't Know It All. Can't
Get
Know It All.
up.
Ortis one more time. It's a
I don't think he ever got 9-2.
He's good either way,
went
but
inside.
I think
Yeah.
the 2
3 and 4 for a
that's
final
so
time.
freaking
Can't Know It All.
close.
Photos
Hold
with
on here.
Ortis
What is
in
that
race
paying?
5.
Gulfstream Park, pick 5, Will pays. Oh, come on. I don't want to have to refresh this screen all the damn time. Okay, Will pays. All right.
Is it 11?
11K, is that what it is?
11K.
11K. For
Nice.
who? 2 or the 9?
The 9 won that race. I believe.
But who's the 11K to? Like, what is the payoff? He has both horses. To the 9?
Only saying the 9. Yeah. Good way to go, Dave.
Yeah, it looks like the 9's head was always in front. What was the 2 paying? I'm just curious.
$22.5.
Oh my God!
Way, hey-oh. It's close, right, Dave? But I think it was the 9. I think the 2 looked like it got the bob, but I think I'm hoping that the 2 got up for you.
From the
doubling your
replay we
money.
just saw, it's the 9.
Yeah.
And the cameraman showing the 9. which doesn't always.
Right.
Man, it sure looked like that 2 was going to get there, didn't it?
Yeah. I thought the 2 was going right by. Exciting race.
All right.
All right, we got a few more, and we're running. Let's see how much.
Yeah, we got 16 minutes to do 5 races, basically. All right.
Okay.
So
I got all my selections, so I can just go through them.
Yeah, great job, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Congrats, Dave.
I'm doing the 2-horse in race number 6. All right, let me put my play in there. Race number 6, so because we won't have any time by the time we're done there. And
that's what I'm making sure that I want to have all my plays in, because I'm also in the horse tourneys one for a Pegasus that I put in this morning, basically because I got into the feeder yesterday. So I got a lot of working parts here, so I apologize if I seem distracted. It's like an interactive show.
No, you're fine.
I didn't expect to hit the feeder with 1 horse, basically, so I didn't prepare. I usually put my plays in advance.
Okay, so who are you on here?
The 7th race at Gulfstream. All right, I broke it down. I put these picks in advance for the horse 21. So I settled it down to 2 horses. I like the 1 to definitely be hitting the board somewhere as a must use, just on the class edge coming out of the Sands Point and the Jockey Club Oaks.
Well, hold on, Dave. Hold on 1 second. There, this photo is still going.
Maybe dead heat.
Maybe.
I think that's a dead heat.
I think that's the best. I think that's the best that the 2 can get is a dead heat.
Yeah. Now, is a dead heat good for Dave, or it's about the same, right?
No, it would be better. It would be better.
So you get both ends.
Probably end up getting around 15 or 16,000.
You think so?
11. Yeah, that's what I would imagine.
That's look at a sweet scenario there.
Yeah. Yeah. There's Pegasus. In fact, the Pegasus is the Pegasus. When's the
couple
Pegasus?
of weeks. 25th.
It's a dead heat.
Dead heat.
There you go. Boom.
There we go.
Determined that the 2 Ortis and the 9 can't know.
There you go, Dave.
Terms.
There we go. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you very
And
much.
I apologize. I clearly thought the 9 got the head down at the wire.
Yeah. No, that was fun. Okay. Go ahead. I already know who I like in here. Who do you like?
Okay, so I think you have to use the 1 just a 9, but I don't love the horse. A 1 for 10. Have a class edge. This is 1 3/8. A lot of horses, a lot of these fillies may not want to go that far, but I settled on the 6. I'm a sure thing. I mean, has 1 over the Tapeta at 1 1/8. Just missed that Gulfstream at 1 3/8 in a maiden special. And last year, there's like 3 or 4 races where this horse has been right there, going a distance. And I think off the brief freshening, shipping down from New York, my man, Christopher Clement, seems to have this horse in a good spot. Maybe a little closer to the pace, not a ton of pace here. So I settle on a 6 over the 1 here, Scotty.
Sounds good.
I'm a sure thing.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm on the 6 as well.
You're on a 6. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right.
6.
Good deal.
All right. Let's see here. Okay. That was exciting. That was, Dave.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So Gulfstream Park 7, we're both on the 6. All right. You know, when the chat gets, and I know you agree with me, David, but and no joke, this straight up, like I haven't been feeling great the last night and today, this morning, right? But that energy, like it does something. Like I've got plenty of energy right now. Like I was struggling on the show last night. I was really struggling. I wasn't feeling well, and then this morning I'm like, man, yeah. But then all of a sudden, this has not been, you know, sometimes doing these long shows like we do, 4-hour shows can be hard.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because sometimes I might be feeling a little under the weather. I'm like, okay, yeah, going through the last hour was a little difficult to get through. But once you have excitement like this, and you know, you kind of forget about it, right? Yeah, nothing like a nice pick exotic wager, pick 4s, pick 5s, and nothing like a big long shot coming out, and it gets you pumped up, and everybody's having fun.
Yeah,
Right?
so we need those. We need those Justin booms. Justin's the one that years ago created the boom, and so he would hit something and he went boom, and I'm like, actually, that's kind of cool. You know what we need to do? We need to get some shirts. Oldie, I don't know if you're listening, but we need some shirts that say boom on it.
Yeah, for the NHC.
That's what we need. And also a tip to everybody: if your horse comes in last, just say boom. It keeps us excited, right? Doesn't matter. Just
right, there you go.
boom.
Sure.
No.
How about a blue shirt with a white lettering on it? Boom with a. Yep, that looks good to me. EquinEdge.
I know you do, Bill. You're probably.
Oh, I'm sure you do, my friend. I have something here also that would help you, Scotty, and I'm not that far from you, so if you want, I'll swing by.
Yeah. We need the booms. Okay.
The booms.
I like that idea, actually. See, we even get ideas from all this. I love, by the way, I love everybody out there. Like this community we have is just
fantastic.
phenomenal.
Yeah. We're having so much fun doing the shows with you guys. Yeah. Yeah.
It really drives me. It drives the team. Like all the developers, everybody, they all watch the show. They all watch it.
Right.
Oh, it was 14-6. Perfect. Nice,
right.
Dave.
And the thing is, Scotty, it's fun doing the show with just the two of us, but it's so much more fun with having the interactive format with the team, the community participating with us, because your public handicappers, when they're on before the race, they don't have that advantage. We get to interact with you guys out there, the horse players. So that's what makes it so much fun for me.
And I recognize it has to come naturally. I really do, but it's just a big difference when the energy's going. But
absolutely.
That's a good idea too, Mike. Actually, not just the shirts, but the hats. You're right. Get boom shirts and hats. That's done. That'll be done.
Did you put in those orders for the EquinEdge Speedos for the pool outside the Bellagio?
I got you one. I got you one for sure.
Not me, brother. You're in a lot better shape than me to wear something like that. Not me, man. I wear the ones below my knee. So if you can get one like the Roaring 40s, or
those are the knickers, aren't they?
Yeah, the knickers. I'll wear knickers. Yeah. That gets me at the list. Yeah. So, right, we better get rolling, my friend, because we only got a few minutes.
When's the last time you had a sure thing?
That's true. Today we have a sure thing. We're both on the sure thing. So how can it go wrong?
On the sure thing. Okay.
We're on the 1 to 10 sure thing against a lot of. Not one is a 1. Not one was a 2, right? So all right, we're both on a sure thing. Okay.
7. So we have 9 minutes to get our shit together. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Race number 8, I think. Yeah, the 7th event is race number 8 at Gulfstream. All right, go for it.
I'll go first. I'll just lay right into it so we can move on. 1's got speed. 2's got speed. It looks like a race that we handicapped earlier. Speed duel, 6 furlongs on the dirt. It's a hard-hitting. Not 1 is a 2 lifetime, 35 claimer. Looks like it sets up for a somewhat of a closer. I don't love the horse, but 3rd time off a layoff. I think New Diamond sits a perfect trip here behind the 2 speeds at the rail, and moves up a little bit in class. Alvarado's on fire. Juniors was hitting at 22%, 8 wins at this meet, and maybe in a good spot, and picks up the pieces off that speed duel. So it's 4 New Diamond for me.
Now I'll show you why I like the 8 horse. I like that it's the EquinEdge pick. I like that it's going up in GSR 10 points, but this is what I like. If you look at this, the 1 and 2 are going to go. The 3 is pretty fast, but the 8's going to be clear of any of the wide horses. So I don't mind this post in this situation here. Now inside posts do very well Gulfstream sprinting, Dave. They really do. Mm-hmm. The 1 and 2 holes win an awful lot, but both of these horses need the lead. And I'm a little worried. I will say this: I'm a little worried that the 8 needs the lead. I mean, it's not really shown the ability to be able to rate. And I like to look at the trouble line to see, but there's nothing that shows dueling, speed, that type of thing. So maybe in the last couple of races, it was just facing too tough of horses. That's a tough one. It breaking its maiden 3 back, it beat 11 other horses, which is pretty amazing. But now it's got 37%. The GSR is going back up to 59. So if you throw out all this, like the speed horses, and you throw out, let's just say you do that, then what are you looking at? Then you have a horse, then you have the 4 horse who probably wins the race for fun. You know, and
I think it was logical based if the speed duel does develop, and either the one or the two doesn't get out to a clear lead.
Yeah. I'm with you on the 4. I got to go with the 4.
Okay, so it's the 4 for both of us. New Diamond.
Yeah.
Patrick Biancone. All right.
Okay, let's go to event number 10, which is Gulfstream Park 9. And
all right.
We've got about 7-8 minutes before we have to have all this in.
Okay, so Gulfstream Park 9, we've got mile and a 16th on the turf, optional claimer for 75K. These are the fillies and 3-year-old fillies, right? Not 3 and up. Looks like 3-year-old fillies. Yes, and this is a very contentious race where you can go. Yeah, you know, pick your number. You can go 5, 6 deep here if you'd like. I struggle, but it's an interesting race. Just because I struggle with it doesn't mean I won't be wagering on it, because I love this race. But there's so many possibilities here. And so I'm looking for a horse here, stretching out, going a distance the first time, possibly improving off a little bit of a freshening. And you're going to get a big price on my boy Luis Saez, and that is cheese. And I'm eating a cheese pizza, so it's a hunch play also.
Okay.
This horse has been exclusively the last 4 starts, 7.5 furlongs, and to me looks to be improving incrementally in each race. Puts Lasix on today, stretches out, and may be able to lead these. I don't see. I mean, if Louis can get aggressive here, I think this horse can go wire to wire. So I'm looking for a wire job with the 8 cheese.
All right. I like the workouts of the 5. And so I won't go in too much because we only have 5 minutes or so. But has a good win percentage. The EquinEdge long shot. I'm on a lot of the EquinEdge long shots today. Hopefully they come in. But Sashaway Away is a horse I'm going to go with in a wide open race. You can see, look at the race simulator. I mean, it's got almost a vertical line. You don't see that very often. So Chris says, I'm betting cheese today as well. So, all right.
Okay. Also, I just wanted to say this. I hope my analysis of this race wasn't too cheesy. But okay, let's move on.
I will say this. I do think you have to look at a horse like the 4-horse Lush Lips.
Yes, that was my second pick. Yep.
I know this horse shows having a low GSR, you guys, but on the new GSR, it's an absolute grab bag. It is so close. So maybe consider the 4-horse. I mean,
and did show more speed than it looked like for its last form when it lost to Ramsey Pond. But was that a function of the Tapeta track? We don't know. We'll find out today. I think the horse at the shot is going to show more speed.
It broke its maiden, and Zayas is off, and Zayas gets on the 3-horse Ramsey Pond for Safi Joseph, but that's not a surprise. I mean, this horse seems the class of the field, no doubt about it. What about flip-flops?
Got a shot?
This horse looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Gassi and Dylan Davis.
Yeah, like I said, Scotty, I think you can go 5 or 6 deep here easily.
The jockey-trainer combination on the Brendan Walsh and Alvarado is 0 for 7, and Alvarado is using Gaff Leon. This is going to be a 2 or 3 for me, not the 5.
2 or 3.
Yeah, the break was bad last time out. The race before that was against much better. I'm going with flip-flops, the top EquinEdge pick.
The flip-flops?
Yep, I'm flip-flopping.
And Scotty's flip-flopping and going into flip-flops.
Yep.
Well, okay, and I'm on cheesy. So
because you're cheesy. And I'm wearing flip-flops.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Okay.
All right, there's your exacta, hunch exacta.
All right, so let's got that. Okay, we got 2 more races, actually. We got Aqueduct 7 and 8. So, oh, shit, we got to hurry. Okay,
All right,
well,
I
this
put
is your
7 and
track.
8. Yep. Yeah, I've got my
Okay.
notes in, so I'll go real quick. I just think the 7th and 8th races are very contentious, especially the 8th at Aqueduct. But there's a couple of contenders here. I mean, again, another one you can go 4 or 5 deep. Every horse in here looks like a contender. But if you pull up Mystic
David,
Knight,
they're at the gate, so you just have to give it. Go for
yeah,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
7th race at Aqueduct. I like the 2 Mystic Knight over the
Okay.
1 Scaramanga, 2 Speed Number. So I'm going to use the 2 on top.
Okay, and then
Blinkers
the
on.
race number 8, I have no clue. I'm going with you. Whatever you tell
Yeah,
me.
race number 8, I came down to 2 horses. Either a late 8, Maggie's Palace, which I believe is the EquinEdge long shot, or My Magic Wand, the 11. So I settled on the 11, the top EE pick. Maggie's Palace is a strong chance here. So
What
I'm
number is that?
11 over the 8.
The 11 horse over the 8.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you're saying they're going into the gate at Tampa?
They are at the gate. So
okay.
I have a moment that I can actually
Sure.
look at this race, Aqueduct 8. I'm seeing if this 5 horse can clear, but I don't think so. The 11 is super, super fast. You're on the 11, right? David's on the 11.
Yes.
And then we're both on the. I actually, ironically, liked the Mystic Knight. Anyways, it's 5-2 on the EE morning line. By the way, top
point that out. Yes.
5-2 EE morning line, 20%, which is co-top win percentage, EE long shot, and a price play. So,
right.
I mean, that's a big deal. Like, that horse could be the single of the day.
Right. And I noted that at 15-1, and it was 3-1 when I was doing my analysis morning line, EE morning line. That tells you something. I think that horse is definitely sneaky and can bounce back and show some of its prior form. All right, I'm just looking at Tampa. So the 2 Macklin is 2-1. And are you on the 3 at Tampa, Scotty, Dr. Perry?
I'm not sure. Let's see. I'll tell you right now. I'm on the Tampa 6. I'm on the 6. I went 6-3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I do remember that. Too much hanging up the speedball. Okay.
And then I'm kind of looking right now. I mean, do you think the 11 and the 3 and 5 are pretty damn fast, and they're all 3 quality horses. But the 3 horse, look at the 3. I mean, the 3's done nothing wrong and won for fun.
Yeah. But the 3 horse, are you looking at Aqueduct now?
Yeah, well, I'm still in Aqueduct, right? Look.
Oh, okay, sure, go ahead.
Right, I'm just trying to, since they're making their way towards the starting gate, but they're not in yet, so I get a chance to try to look last minute to see what I might like.
And this race, take your time, because it is such a contentious race that it's even though I'm a New York guy, you can the 3's got a shot, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 11. I mean, you could go that deep, I think. I mean, even the 1 has got a shot. This is a wide open race.
It really is. What about the 4 horses of price?
Yeah, Miss Leo. Yep.
Yeah.
I did watch that last race. I watched the replay this morning of the December 12th 7 furlong race. Spiteful Lady for Bond went wire to wire. And it was a 2-speed number, basically it held on. And the 2 horses that were chasing were Maggie's Palace, the 8, and Miss Lau. Now, Miss Lau looked like this horse was going to go by, had an inside post and was stalking, but that race, I think, because it looked like no one was going to catch that speed, she was much the best, that these horses can rebound today, both the 4 and the 8. So if I'm going to play a triple, it would be 4, 8, 11.
I'm going with the 8.
Okay. I went with the 11, almost like a flip a coin on the 8 or the 11.
All right, Tampa Bay. I went with the 6, but I like the 2, 3, 4. You're on the 2 horse. Good luck, everybody. I know we had one person in there that was in Canada betting Macklin. So he's passing through that town, Macklin. So you know who he's on. And the 6 horse right now is 7-1. And all right, we can't show the race, but
You want to do a race call for me, Scotty?
I
I'm
will.
tired of being behind like
I
three
don't
and a half
blame you.
minutes.
I don't blame you.
It's really frustrating.
Oh, Justin just got a boom for Fairgrounds. Oh man, I wish we could have covered that. Looks like
All right, Justin, way to go, buddy.
we'll have to look at that after this race. We'll look. Many of them are a little bit fractious in the gate. 6 broke very well. Whoa. Come on, 6. Slow down. One time for me. Where's the 2 at?
Probably dead last, his closer.
No, he's kind of like in mid pack, actually more towards the closers.
No, he just got out of the gate for me.
So 6 is, I'm sorry, 6 is in the lead. 1's coming up on the rail. The 8 and 9 look like they're stopping. They're both long shots. The 4 is not making a lot of ground. Whoa, the 3 is making a big, strong move. But we need the 6 to go all the way. Come on, 6. One time would be huge. 21 and 4 is very fast for this horse. And we talked about the 3 horse that's just abs Dr. Perry. That was the one I was going to use.
Yeah, you were on him originally. Yep. That 2's not running worth of anything here, right?
No, 2 did not run, but 3, Dr. Perry. 3, 4 look like 10. I went with the longer price, David, but the 3 horse is the horse I liked a lot.
Yeah, he was much. Yeah. Retrospect, he was tons the best. I see him drawing off. Wow, quite impressive.
7-2. Yeah. Okay.
Now, the question with him, we'll go back to my notes here, was synthetic. I mean, this horse was not a dirt horse.
Going on dirt. That's exactly right. Going on dirt, and we weren't sure, but I guess he handled dirt okay.
Yeah, he did run at dirt back at Ellis, Saratoga, Churchill, to not the particular success, but and was racing for 8. Yeah, okay,
yeah, mine too, Mike. The 3 was my alternate. I was going with the 3, and then I decided to go with the price. But I mean, who would have known the 3 was going to drift up to 7-2, and ran good. Oh, I was going to look at Fairgrounds real quick to see what.
Yeah, look at Fairgrounds, and then look at Gulfstream.
Yeah,
and then
so Justin had a note on this too. I imagine lightly raced and inside speed. She stands out as one of the few runners favoring dirt that you see the GSR and should be a strong contender here. Great call. Nice job.
Good call, Justin.
Yeah, nice call. That was a really good note.
Okay, so
it sucks. Thanks, Ralph. Yeah, it stinks because I really liked that 3. Like by far, it was my favorite horse, and I decided to go with the odds. And that's, I mean, listen, that's horse racing. That happens. And it really all comes down to decision making, Dave. That's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And in retrospect, I don't want to red board and go back, but yeah, the 3 would have been my second pick. I would have gone too deep in there, but I'm a little surprised at how badly the 2 ran. In all honesty, I thought we'd get a. I didn't think the horse would be finishing totally off the board.
Yeah,
but that's horse racing. Sometimes,
no doubt, and sometimes you'll make a switch and it's the right thing. But would you agree that most of the time when you switch, usually it's the wrong move?
Right. However, if you're switching, if this was an NHC, we're at the NHC, and it's say an optional, I was going to play it, and the horse Macklin, say if it was even a mandatory, you got to make a play, and if Macklin was 9-5 and that horse was 7-2, I may switch off, because to me, if there's 2 horses that you like and they're borderline, you're not loving one or the other, and the price will dictate, right? At 7-2 is a better risk. However, you can still get screwed here with the CAWs on some of these races by rushing to the window at the NHC, putting a 9-2 wager in on a 7-2, and then you look and he's 2-1 because after you put the wager, CAWs are hitting it. So it's tricky.
Right, so we've got everything in, and we've got Gulfstream Park. Why don't we do this? Why don't we stay to Aqueduct race number 6? So Aqueduct 6 is not part of the thing, but
no. So Gulfstream race 6.
All right, we'll stay here.
Yeah, we'll
And
stay there, and then I'll be heading out. Got to pick up the wife at the pool.
Okay. You're on the one horse River Dog, who's your favorite. Seems to be the fastest horse in the race. I'm on Avant Glory, who's the top EquinEdge pick, but but River Dog certainly looks good. What's the difference between these horses? Like, what do you like about River Dog in comparison?
Well, I think the reason now with the scratch, well, Noda would have shown a little speed, the 4-horse who was originally in this race. And now with him out, I think River Dog becomes from the rail, just becomes, it's hard to catch. I just hope Joel, and again, I just seem to never have luck with Joel. I just hope he gets this horse right out to the lead, because he loves to rate horses, and sometimes thinks he's making that late kick. I mean, this horse is either winning or he's finishing off the board. If you look at his record, he's 7 for 21, 0 seconds, and 3 shows. So
I don't like, well, a couple things. One, that's the kiss of death when you say I don't have luck with the jockey that you're using.
Yes,
one.
You're right.
Okay. 2, Air Combat is 6-5 on the EE morning line. The River Dog's only 3-1. I like the 2-1 in Avant Glory, and I like the 28%. I like the tactical speed. This horse seems to be doing good. It's been claimed in 2 of its last 3 starts. It won for the Connections last time out. Remember, and then the race before that, it wasn't prepared at the start, and it won the race before that, and it got second in the race before that. So the horse seems to be doing very, very good. So for those reasons, I'm on the 2 Avant Glory.
You're on the 2 Avant Glory.
And the jockey trainer combinations. So the Connections of the 1 horse have won 3 of 9 starts, which is good. And the 2 horse Delgado and Perez are 15%. And on Air Combat, Drexler and Tyler Gaffleone are 18%. Like, this horse is 6-5 on the EE morning line. It is interesting to me on the 5, and I'll tell you why. The Connections are good, but the Connections on River Dog are good as well. Avant Glory is not bad. And 6-5 is a really low EE morning line. Like, and when you look at the 5 horse, I mean, it doesn't look like a 6-5 morning line horse.
No.
You know what I mean? So
but again, yep.
And then here we have another synthetic horse that's going on the dirt. It hasn't been on the dirt in a while because it's been up at Woodbine, comes back here to Gulfstream Park. And we just saw a horse that's been running on the synthetic blow that theory out.
Yeah, about the
so
window.
maybe the 5 Air Combat does the same thing. This is a very hard race because of the pace, because River Dog does seem to have the speed of the race. Look at it ran it, but it has been off a layoff as well. Kelly Bream is only 13% off the layoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a small field, it's very contentious.
You know, the consistency of the 2 horse over the last, 6 months has been pretty phenomenal.
Right. And likes to track. The other horses in this race haven't proven. None of them have won over the Gulfstream racing strip. So, I mean, just for that angle alone, if you're saying, hey, I got 3-1, I got the 3rd choice against horses that have not won over the track, and I can get 3-1 on a horse who's 15 for 21 lifetime in the money at Gulfstream. So not a bad play at all.
No, and let me give you a positive on your horse. At this level against these horses, when River Dog clears, this horse is just almost impossible to catch. And it's most likely going to clear here. And the only time it didn't, it faced a 70 SOR group. I mean, last time out, it could not clear. And then it went on the shelf for a couple of months. But this horse, when it clears, it's tough. Like it's very, very tough. Mm-hmm. One horse could be long gone. And the reason why, look at 7 wins in 21 races. When you've won 7 of 21, you like to win when it's favorable conditions. I just want to, and look at Dan looks professional and fit on the workout. So it looks like the 1 horse is doing very well. Maybe the 2 has to chase the 1, and that's no good, and then the 5 gets up, or it's going to be interesting. It's with those 3 horses. Can the 6-horse factor here? I guess it can.
Oh yeah, second off a layoff, cutting back in distance, blinkers on.
Facing easier. What a tough race.
Yeah, for a 5-horse field.
All right, here we go.
All right, we're going to watch this race. I'll be on time here. Okay, there we go.
Step slow at the break, Avant Glory.
Oh, that's not good.
For the early lead, with Joel Rosario and River Dog shoving a neck in front. Away in second between horses is Eric.
I don't like the way Rosario is riding.
No, he's keeping the other horses in the race. He should bottom him out.
Absolutely terrible.
Hate when they do other speed. That's what I mentioned about Joel.
7-5 on top by half a length.
Just let him ride. Let him roll.
Far outside, that's smooth flying Mike. Moving into a pocket is Avant Glory, and working between is Uncle Charlie's Gift.
2 is just not comfortable at all on the rail. Look at the way the 2's just check back to last.
Come on, Joel, let him go.
Air Combat is right alongside in second. Smooth flying Mike.
Yeah, see, Joel's keeping his 5-horse in the race. He could have opened up a 2-length
It is
lead.
the absolute.
He's just rating like it's a distance race.
Like, what is he doing right now?
He's rating the horse into submission.
Crazy. He just cost the horse the race. 5's going to win for 1. I wish I'd have known.
Now here he comes. Now he's riding. But he may lose it. He let the horse get the advantage.
Terrible. That is absolute. That's why people criticize Joel.
Yep. That's a terrible ride, and the horse is not even going to hit the board. He tried to rate a speed horse.
Combat for Team Drexler, a going away winner of race 6. Up for second, Smooth
Man.
Mike. Third, Uncle Charlie's Gift.
That is the exact way.
What did I mention? See,
On
did I
how
put
to
it in?
not ride a front runner. Oh my
Yep.
God, that was.
Did
terrible.
I put the hex in on that? I said I didn't trust Joel with a speedball on the rail because,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if that was
Wow.
Kendrick Carmouche or he would have gunned us out to a 3 or 4 length lead, which he probably could have had. This horse was under restraint from the get-go.
Yeah, no, this
Terrible.
is terrible.
All right. On that note,
Yeah. Well,
I should have done it before when I should have dropped the mic and departed when that 18-1 shot hit. This is frustrating. But again, the horse I wouldn't ever have bet straight at that price.
Yeah.
But contest not so good.
well, David, as usual, this was a lot of fun. It went by fast.
Blast. Yep.
Dave, congratulations on your hit.
Thank you, Dave.
Everybody, thank you so much. The chat was fantastic today. And
Fantastic.
And David, good luck the rest of the way on this, and good luck this weekend. Don't forget the stretch run's going to be tomorrow with Oldie and Chris and Justin, and then we will see you tomorrow, and then have a wonderful weekend, you guys, and we appreciate you joining us.
Okay. Good luck this weekend. May the horse be with all of you. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye,
You got it, man.
Bye, David.
Bye, Scotty.